to hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, Yasmin Chowdhury, the Chief Executive of LOVEDESH. LOVEDESH is a British luxury brand, the only brand in the world, organizations endorsed by garment workers who are former victims of Rana Plaza collapse, endorsed by disabled rickshaw drivers, endorsed by rural villagers. I'm really proud to share with you that today I have with me the incredible Nilufar. আজকে আমার সাথে তোমাদেরকে আমি জানাইতেছি খুব একটি ভালো ভদ্র মহিলা, ওর নাম হলো নীলুফার। নীলুফার, তুমি একটু হ্যালো বলো এইরকম। Nilufar, can you say hello? Hello. Okay. Today I'm going to interview Nilufar. Nilufar, we're going to hear her story as a garment worker and why she is a whistleblower. She is a whistleblower. She is disabled, her left leg, because in 2013, Rana Plaza factory, there was a factory called Rana Plaza. On 24th of April in 2013, over 1,000 garment workers were crammed into, I believe, a 13-story building, which was deeply unsafe. That day they came just to work another day. It was more long hours. And soon that factory collapsed. 13-story building collapsed onto the heads of all the crammed garment workers. Men, women, and children working there. Okay? Men, women, and children were working there. 1,136, and this is what it says. I remember 1136. Nilufar today is wearing a special version of the t-shirt, and this is a benefit t-shirt we made for the victims, of which Nilufar is one, because she was trapped in that factory when it collapsed on her heads. By some miracle, while over 1,136 garment workers were killed, many whose bodies lay in the rubble, many who to this day, their bodies have never been found. You have to understand, trigger warning, and I don't want anyone sitting there saying they're horrified. If you can't stand it, get out of this. Please don't listen. We've got about 334 people on TikTok listening to this. Go and have a look, Rana Plaza. Go and look at the pictures of the factory collapse and understand that there were children, garment workers, young as 13. I have a photograph, for example, of Shamali. She was 13 years old and she was stitching and working in that garment factory. Her family to this day, 2022, have never found her body. And why LOVEDESH is selling this t-shirt and many other products to help, because we protect people and planet. We plan to get to the Oscars. We plan to disrupt and get to London Fashion Week, and we plan to name and shame all the disgusting, not just fast fashion brands, the luxury fashion brands, and the fashion charities and campaigners exploiting in so many ways the poorest in the world. And LOVEDESH does not call for a boycott of fast fashion brands ever. LOVEDESH has been going for over 10 years of research and was created by me to provide solutions to some of the biggest problems, of which modern day slavery, garment workers, poor living wages. In 2020 summer, Boohoo was caught paying people illegally £3.50 an hour, which is illegal, which is slavery. Yet today, the repercussions have been little. Boohoo was set up by a man, and his sons are now setting up and run Pretty Little Thing. They are a Muslim family, and especially 1.6 billion Muslims, please, if there's one thing, don't buy from Boohoo, okay? And Pretty Little Thing, unless they do a collab with LOVEDESH. But let's go straight to Nilufar and her story and why she has a complaint about Awaj Foundation and a woman called Nazma Akter. So first of all, thank you, Nilufar. Nilufar, তোমাকে এখন আমি প্রশ্ন করি, আস্তে আস্তে তুমি বলবা. Let me ask you questions and you will reply hopefully slowly so I can translate in English, okay? Nilufar, তোমার বয়স কত ছিল যখন তুমি গার্মেন্টসে কাজ করো? How old were you when you joined a garment factory?
তখন বয়স ছিল
35. Nilufar, তোমার বয়স কত ছিল যখন তুমি গার্মেন্টসে ঢুকছো ফ্যাক্টরিতে?
তখন কত হইব 22 বছর।
22. So she was 22 when she entered the garment factory. And we have to be very careful. So trigger warning, Nilufar, তুমি সুস্থ হয়ে তোমাকে আস্তে আস্তে তুমি বলে দিয়ে দাও রানা প্লাজা তুমি সেই দিন ছিলাই কি হয়েছিল তোমাকে। আর আমি ইংলিশে বলবো কারণ এখন প্রায় 300 আস্তে আস্তে 380 মানুষ আসছে কথা তোমার শুনতেছে। Okay, so what happened to you? You see, we've got poor connection. Nilufar, what happened to you on that day, 23rd of April, when the factory collapsed? তুমি একটু বলে দিয়ে দাও, tell us. Nilufar, you know I've paid for her data on her phone. Hello? This is why we need an office. This is why we're selling these t-shirts at 380, because we urgently need to get an office with a staff and computers. Nilufar, can you hear me? Hello? This is how I've been working for 10 years. Hello? Nilufar, hello? তুমি বলো?
জি,
হ্যালো বলো।
ওখানে আমি 2000
God, I can't do this. She's trying to say that I started work. আমি শুনতে পারছি না। Hello, she's frozen. I don't think this is going to work.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Assalamu alaikum. Savare? Hello? হ্যাঁ?
জি।
Savare কি?
হ্যালো।
Hello, bolo. It's okay. We're not upset with the government. We're upset with the foreign fast fashion brands. We have nothing but love and support for the Bangladeshi government. Thank you very much. হ্যাঁ বলো। She's struggling. Look, she's frozen. Nilufar, bolo. শুনতে পারছো? Can you hear me, Nilufar? Do you know what I do? I might just do it on the phone. I might just do her on the phone. I might just do her on the phone. I think audio. I'll put her picture up. It's so sad because you should see her face. Don't have a tech team. But at least it's proof we don't have much money and we are very short on resources and why we need you to help kickstart the power. Nilufar, তুমি শুনতেছো?
জি জি শুনতে পাচ্ছি তো।
আমি ভিডিও অফ করছি যে তোমার কানেকশন তুমি বলে দিয়ে দাও আমি এখন কথাই বলবো। তুমি রানা প্লাজা কখন জয়েন করছো? When did you join Rana Plaza factory?
2007
In 2007. তুমি কি কাজ করছো? What role were you doing?
ওখানে আমি সুইং অপারেটর ছিলাম।
She was a sewing operator. তুমি কত পয়সা পাইছো? How much did you earn?
ওখানে আমার বেতন ছিল স্যালারি ছিল 6200.
So she used to earn Dako, ektuk. So I asked her, how much did you get a month? And she said, I used to get by today's £62. Okay. £62 in 2013. She was being paid £62 a month. No, £62 a month. Listen to me. Yeah. £62, right, is a month. All right. To me, overtime, then there was opportunity to do overtime, she's saying. To me, overtime diye koto ruji kortai. By overtime, she would take it to £120 a month. Okay? Right? Lunch hour koto shomoy paislai. How long was your lunch hour?
Lunch 1 ঘন্টা সময় পাইতাম।
1 hour. তুমি কি নিজে লাঞ্চ নিয়ে আসতে না তোমাদেরকে খাওয়ানি দেওয়া হয়েছে? Did they feed you or did you bring your own lunch? We brought our own lunch. Okay. তোমাদের কোনো হলিডে ছিল? Did you have any holidays? ওরা তোমাকে কোনো সময় দিত হলিডের জন্য পয়সা দিয়ে? Did they give you any paid holiday? No paid holidays. Okay? Yeah, do you understand? Right? Listen. Next, overtime koto konta dida kora
42 টাকা।
হ্যাঁ?
ওভারটাইমের হার ছিল 42 টাকা ঘন্টা 42 টাকা ঘন্টা ছিল।
42. So they used to do overtime. Are you ready for this? For £2.20. If they worked out of their hours, overtime was £2.20 an hour. Okay? £2.20 an hour. all right? আর শুনো, তোমরা ওভারটাইম কখন শেষ হইতো? সো তোমাদের ঘন্টা কতদিন? আজ প্রথম কটার দিকে আরম্ভ হইতো কাজ? When did you start your factory?
ডিউটি অরিজিনাল ডিউটি ছিল হলো 8টা থেকে 5টা পর্যন্ত, 5টার পরে হয়তো কয়টা না।
So from 8টা থেকে 5টা,
জি
8 o'clock to 5 p.m. was working, and then we'd have 1 hour lunch, unpaid, okay, and then we chose to take overtime কখন শেষ হইতো?
রাত 10টা হয়তো
Until 10 p.m. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So what happened? Are you very clear? Right? It's £2.20 per hour for overtime. So the hours were 8 to 5. You would get £62 a month. You would not get any paid holidays, no paid lunch break. Yeah. And then you could opt in to do overtime, which then took their salary per month, all right, to 120. Okay. They could double it. But that meant that they were working until 10 p.m. every night. Okay. Yeah. This was in. No, not me. This is the story. Can someone please people explain? This is an interview with a garment worker who was a victim of the Rana Plaza factory collapse in 2013. This is historical, right? Case study of a woman who worked in 2013. There is no garment worker who will ever come forward today in 2022, yeah, that I could interview whose life would be safe. Okay. Right. Now, এই তোমার ছেলে ছিল যখন, তোমার সেই সময় ছেলে ছিল? Did you have a son then? So I had a son who was 2.5 years old at the time. ওকে কে দেখতো তুমি যখন কাজে ছিলে? Who was looking after him? My mother. So she had free childcare because she got her mother to look after her child who was 2.5. So we have a number of things. Not only are they working without holiday on very low wages, right, in order to profiteer rich fast fashion brands and help you guys and us wear cheap fashion, their sons were also and children at home alone without their mothers, right, and looked up after by various family members. And I've often heard that some garment worker women would leave their children alone in their houses because they're so desperate to work. All right, so follow LoveDesh. Keep following LoveDesh is here. এখন নীলুফার, তুমি রানা প্লাজা সেই দিন 1 মিনিট 2 মিনিট জাস্ট, কারণ স্ট্রেট আমরা নাজমার কাছে আমরা কথা বলতে হবে, ওকে? না এই সেই দিন on the 24th of April তুমি কোন ফ্লোরে ছিলে? What floor were you on the Rana Plaza factory? She was on the 5th floor. So those who were higher up actually were more liable to actually have less injury. The ones who were on floor ground 1, 2, 3, I'm really sorry, would have been wiped out because the whole building crumbled. Tumar ki hoise, can you describe the events on 24th of April when the building collapsed on the heads of over 1.3k garment workers who were killed that day, but you survived and stayed alive? Ki kemon babe tumar ki hoiselo kotar dike ekটু bole দিয়ে দাও? Can you describe?
মানে আমাগো ডিউটি আসলে 8:30টায়, মানে রানা প্লাজা ধসে পড়ছে হলো 9:30টায়। 9:30টায় ধসে পড়ছে, আমি বিল্ডিং এর নিচে ছিলাম।
She was in the building downstairs about 8:45 because duty started at 8 a.m. Okay? তারপরে বলো।
তারপরে মনে করেন যে আমি নিচে পড়ছিলাম, 9.5 ঘন্টার পর আমার উদ্ধার হচ্ছে।
So after 9.5 hours she was freed. She was trapped in the building for 9.5 hours. যখন ফ্যাক্টরি ভেঙে গেছে তুমি কোন ফ্লোরে ছিলে?
5তলায়।
She was on the 5th floor. তুমি sewing machine ছিলে?
মেশিনের উপরে ছিলাম।
তোমার কত মহিলা তোমার মতন কাজে ছিল এই সময়ে?
অনেক কাজ ছিল। আমরা আমাগো ফ্লোর ছিল 7-800।
7-800 কত? 700?
হ্যাঁ 700-800 মতো ছিল।
কি তোমার ফ্লোরে? হ্যাঁ। So there was about 700 other women crammed on that floor, on the 5th floor, when the building collapsed. Okay, about 780, she's saying 780 women at sewing machines in stations, and they were working. All right, and at some point, তোমার কি হইছে? তুমি কেমন ভাবে বাঁচিছো? কেন তুমি বাঁচিছো? কারণ সেই দিন তোমার ফ্লোর থাকি কতজন? তুমি কি মোরা লাশ দেখছো? So she said, eventually, when the field building collapsed, trigger warning, I'm going to talk about DEATH. There were 2 other women who died on top of her. One, I think, at the top of her head, she's saying, and another one crying across her feet. Okay? Yeah? Right? Another one lying across her feet on that day, 24th of April, leaving behind her young son, 2.5 years old, in the care of her mother, to work. Are you ready? For £62 a month. So when all of you come in, and that's okay, be responsible, understand fast fashion comes at a cost. You want to wear it? Don't be blind. You want to wear it? Be proud, but understand you're wearing it on the sweat and tears of others who don't have a voice. Yeah? So when you're feeling good and I'm feeling good, I'm not talking about just you, I'm talking about me. Yeah? And I'm not telling you to boycott. I'm asking you to help LOVEDESH. Do you understand? I've provided an alternative now. Yeah? I'm not trying to stop you because I understand. You want to look good? But understand, I'm here to educate you. You look good on the backs and shoulders of the poorest, most vulnerable, exploited modern-day slaves. But nobody talks about it. Do you know why? Because you'll all feel guilty and they want you to carry on buying from fast fashion. Right, next. Yeah, of course, because that's why I'm bringing them to London. So when people argue, I'm not a charity. I'm not here asking for donations. I don't want free money. We're very proud at LOVEDESH. So are they. They are very proud. They're like, could you help us? Could you help Yasmin? And we will come and work. And we don't want donations. We're not going to be a charity. We want you to buy LOVEDESH products and we want jobs at LOVEDESH. Nilufar is very clear. She wants a job at LOVEDESH, okay? She doesn't need your charity. She doesn't want pity. She's fed up. She wants a job. She wants her life. And she's bringing her family to London because, as I told them, if they can do it for Malala, they can do it for these women and men who are illiterate, but because the victim and enemy is not a brown person, because it's not the Taliban, no one's going to bring them to London, okay? Now, next. Nilufar. Nilufar, তুমি এখন আমাকে বলো, Nilufar has a complaint, আর নাজমা, তোমাকে এই ভিডিও আমি পাঠাইতেছি, আর সবাই যারা কাজ করো নাজমা আক্তারের সাথে Awaj Foundation. Everyone who works with Awaj Foundation, Red Carpet Green Dress, Remake Our World, Laudi's Foundation. What's the other one in Denmark? Is it Fairwear Foundation? All of you. You're in the Hall of Horrors. This is Nilufar, and she has a complaint about what happened to her when she attempted to get help from a Bangladeshi fashion campaigner who works with some of the biggest names in fashion charity. Because on 2013, when it happened, what was then disgusting is there's an organization called Fashion Revolution led by white women. They have taken over their trauma, this incident, and renamed the week in which their colleagues and relatives died Fashion Revolution Week after their organization. And LOVEDESH for 2 years has been attempting to ask politely, stop it, it's racist, it's colonialist, and you, white or non-Bangladeshi, shouldn't be raising money without their involvement, because guess what? Since 2013, every year, so much money is raised to combat fast fashion, but nobody involves the victims. Okay? All right? Now, Nilufar has a complaint about Nazma Akter. I myself, I'm going to tell you what Nazma Akter, who is really dodgy, corrupt, right? Unethical. And she claims she set up a charity, but she's dodgy. She is working hand in gloves with some of the biggest fashion charities, and they are ripping off and taking donations and leaving behind the victims. And when I mentioned my own problem with this woman, okay, she said I had a problem. So now, Nilufar, tumi bole jao, Nazma Akter Awaj Foundation e tumara ki korse? Tumi kokon or shate dekha korso keno? Aste aste kahini bole diye dao. Tell us the story about how you met Nazma Akter. I'll show you her photograph in a second, okay? And Nilufar, tumi bole diye dao, okay?
নাজমার সাথে আমার দেখা হয়েছে রানা প্লাজা ভাঙ্গার 1 বছর করে দেখা হয়েছে তাও ঢাকা প্রেস ক্লাবে আমার একটা প্রোগ্রাম ছিল, ওখানে আমরা গেছিলাম। ওখানে যাওয়ার পরে ডিজিএম এর অফিসে আমরা গেছিলাম একটা ছাড়পত্র লেগে। রানা প্লাজা ভাঙ্গার 7-8 মাস পরে যখন আমাকে ডাচ বাংলা ব্যাংকে একটা অ্যাকাউন্ট করার কথা ছিল, তখন নাজমার সাথে আমার দেখা হয়েছিল।
ওকে, স্টপ। আমি সব কিছু এখন ইংলিশে ওদেরকে বলি, ওকে? কারণ ওরা তো শুনতে হবে, আর আমি ভিডিও ইউটিউবে এটা যাচ্ছে, ওকে? So I want to now share with you that Nilufar is telling me she met a woman called Nazma Akter. Who is Nazma Akter? Nazma Akter, and I'm reading from her website for Awaj Foundation. It's an NGO in Bangladesh. Nazma Akter is the founder and executive director of Awaj Foundation. She has been fighting to improve workers' rights, especially women workers, in the garment sector in Bangladesh for over 32 years. Nazma is also the president of Somilito Garment Shramik Federation, one of the largest union federations in Bangladesh, and co-chair of Asia Pacific Women's Committee of Industrial Global Union. That is an introduction. Let me now show you, and you can read it, but I'm now coming on record officially. আমি ওদেরকে বুঝাইছি নাজমাকে কিসের জন্য করছে, আর আমি সবাইকে বলতেছে যে আমার নিজের মুখে আমি ওকে ডাকতেছি চোর, ও করাপ্ট, ও খুব ডেঞ্জারাস, আর ওকে আমরা জানো প্রমাণ দেখাইবো কেমন ভাবে মানুষ শুধু লবদেশকে না, শুধু আমাকে না, শুধু আরো রানা প্লাজা ভিকটিম না, নীলুফার আসতেছে বলতেছে কেমন ভাবে ওর দুঃখ পেয়েছে Nazma's hate. Nilufar is here today because it's not just me Nazma has ruined and hurt and damaged, but also, most importantly, LOVEDESH, the work we're doing for Rana Plaza victims, and also Nilufar. So anyone working with Nazma Akter Awaj Foundation, especially those of you who are told that this woman is dodgy, Susie Cameron, red carpet green dress, Aisha Barenblatt, remake our world. Yeah? Who else did I tell? I'm not well. This is very, very intense work. I told so many people. Samantha Pattinson of red carpet green dress, yeah? And I whistleblowed and I found out that this woman was corrupt. When I went to these organizations, they issued me with, some of them, legal threats to shut me up. They issued me with legal threats to shut LOVEDESH up, okay? Do you understand, right? So I now want to show you Nazma Akter on YouTube. I'm going to share the screen, yeah? And I just want you to take a moment and have a look at Nazma Akter. Here she is, okay? Here is Awaj Foundation, and here is Nazma Akter. And I want you to stare very carefully at this woman and tell you that I am taking steps to get her cancelled because she's in the pockets, right? She's seen holding garment workers, showing that she's really kind, but she's dodgy, and she's been lining the pockets of the richest white people in UK and America, claiming to work to help fashion victims of fashion. Right. Nilufar, tumi ekhon bole diye jao. Tarpor, you met her? She met her about 8 months. 8 মাস পরে, তাই না?
হ্যাঁ। পরে 7 মাস পর আমার সাথে যখন বিজিএম অফিসে দেখা হয়েছে, দেখার পরে বললো কি আমার একটা ছাড়পত্র দরকার ছিল। ওই ছাড়পত্র নেওয়ার সময় নাজমার সাথে বাহিরে কথা বললো কি যে নীলুফা, তুমি তো অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ আহত, তোমার তো একটা পা পঙ্গু হয়ে গেছে, আমার কিডনির সমস্যা ছিল, মাথার মেন্টালি সমস্যা ছিল, চোখের সমস্যা, বুকের সমস্যা।
আমি এখন ট্রান্সলেট করি। স্টপ, একটু থামাও, কারণ সবকিছু ম্যাডামে মাথায় রাখতে পারবে না। So she said that, you know what, Dutch Bangla is a bank in Bangladesh. So when the collapse happened, money was raised, compensation given by some of the fast fashion brands who felt guilty about this terrible industrial disaster. It was the 4th largest in the world. And money started to be collated to give as compensation. And Dutch Bangla, she tells me, I believe, were handling or involved as one of the stakeholders. Okay, loads of foreign trade union all gathered. Because guess what? You know that compensation fund? Nobody has given an assessment or report how the money was spent. And LOVEDESH is now formally asking all of you involved to identify your name. We want an independent audit done in the UK, right? Not in Bangladesh. We are not blaming the Bangladesh government, right? Bangladesh government have done a lot to support LOVEDESH. We're not blaming the factory owners, because I'm going to tell you now, the factory owners have got their hands tied. They can't do much because they're at the mercy of rich foreign fast fashion brands. And I'm calling on the European Union, UK government, USA government to establish an independent audit to look into what went on in 2013 and the amount of money raised. So Nilufar told me that she went along for a meeting at the BGMEA office. BGMEA is the Bangladeshi Garment Manufacturers Exporters Association. Okay, they were also involved. So I'm not blaming BGMEA. I mean, kuno blame ditesi na BGMEA ke. Okay, Bangladesh Sarkar ke ditesi na. কোনো ফ্যাক্টরির মালিককে, সব লাভ দেশে যুদ্ধ করতেছে যারা খুবই ধনী, লন্ডনে, আমেরিকায়, ইউরোপে, ওরা উত্তর দিতে হবে। আর যারা এনজিও করতেছে ইউকে, ইউরোপ, আমেরিকা, যারা এনজিও, ফ্যাশন আর ভিকটিম গার্মেন্ট কর্মচারীর জন্য, ওদের সাথে আমার যুদ্ধ। ওকে, সো নীলুফার, when Nazma met her, she told Nazma, the founder of Awaj Foundation, who was there like a shot to help these victims during the collapse, who came across Nilufar and saw that she had a disabled leg, she had kidney problems, she had mental brain trauma, headaches, yeah? আর নাজমাই তোমাকে কি বলছে?
নাজমা আমাকে বললো যে নীলুফা, তোমার ওর সাথে আমার বিজিএম এর অফিসে দেখা করো, আমার বাহিরে এসে কথা বলো কি নীলুফা, তোমার লেখাপড়ার তোমার ছেলের লেখাপড়ার দায়িত্ব নিব, তারপর তোমার চিকিৎসার দায়িত্ব নিব, তারপর মনে করো তোমার ক্ষতিপূরণ সরকার থেকে ক্ষতিপূরণ দিয়ে দিব, বললো।
কে দিয়ে দিব? কে দিয়ে দিব?
হ্যাঁ, ওই দিব।
Right, so listen, আমি একটু translate. Stop, বন্ধ, আমি stop, please. Okay, thank you, ধন্যবাদ. Point. So Nazma comes across Nilufar and says, hey, I'm going to help you. Don't you worry. We're going to cover the cost of your son's education. We're going to get you sorted. We're going to make sure you get your compensation. She made all these promises to Nilufar. Okay? Nilufar, তুমি এটা শুনে তুমি কি মনে করছো? When you heard these promises made by Nazma Akter?
হ্যাঁ, নাজমা আমার একটা দায়িত্ব নেয়, আমার ছেলের লেখাপড়ার দায়িত্ব নেয়, তারপরে আমার ক্ষতিপূরণ দিয়ে দিব, সরকার থেকে ক্ষতিপূরণ উঠাই দেবো, আমার চিকিৎসার দায়িত্ব, মানে আমার তখন আমার অবস্থা খুবই খারাপ, মানে পাউডার পঙ্গু হয়ে গেছে, কিডনির সমস্যা, আমার অনেক চিকিৎসার প্রয়োজন। তো আমি বললাম, নাজমা বললো যে তুমি আমার একটা ছোট বোনের মতন, তোমার সব দায়িত্ব আমি নিব।
Okay, আমি ট্রান্সলেট একটু বন্ধ। So she was sitting there and saying she was in such a bad way. She was really, really traumatized. Okay, she had no one, very little help. And when Nazma, this fashion activist in Bangladesh, came across Nilufar, she made her and said, don't you worry, you're going to get your son educated, everything. And Nilufar was saying, I was so in terribly need of help. Okay, I was very vulnerable, right? So she made me all these promises. Tarpor ki hoise. Then what happened next?
তারপরে মনে করো ওরা একটা কার্ড দিল, পরে ওখান থেকে আসার পর আমি বললাম কি, ম্যাডাম তাহলে আমার কবে আমার চিকিৎসা তো অনেক প্রয়োজন, তখন আমার পা ঘা, আমার কিডনি ডায়ালিসিস করা লাগে, অনেক আমার করতে হয়। পরে আমার হাজবেন্ডের একটা নাম্বার দিল, ওর একটা কার্ড দিল, আপনি এই কার্ডে যোগাযোগ। ও আমার দিয়ে কোটি কোটি টাকা কামাইছে, তার বিনিময় আমি একটা টাকা ওর কাছ থেকে আমি পাই নাই।
রাখো বেশি, কারণ ম্যাডাম জানো, জাস্ট শুধু 30 সেকেন্ডের সময় দিলে আমি এটা করতে পারবো না, লিমনটা কিছু চলে যাব, সবকিছু আমাকে বলতেছো, রাইট? আমি এখন বলি, কারণ এইটা ইউটিউবে, কারণ এইটা আমি পাঠাইতেছি যারা নাজমার সাথে কাজ করে, বুঝতেছো? ওরা তো ইংলিশ। So I'm just explaining to Nazma, because we are really poor, we want to set up an office in Savar, we want lots of projects to help the victims of Rana Plaza, and we want Fashion Revolution Week to stop calling it and to actually not be allowed to do anything in the month of April. No foreign fashion company or charity should be doing anything around the Rana Plaza collapse, okay? And that all media contact is done via LOVEDESH'S, because the victims want the microphone back. Thank you very much. Now, she said that when she met Nilufar, okay, Nilufar made all these promises. She gave her husband a card, and on that card were contact details, and she said, you must call, we're going to help you out, don't you worry. Okay, yeah? So Nilufar, সত্যি ও তোমার জামাইকে কার্ড দিয়েছে, বলছে তুমি এই নম্বরে কল করিও, আর কল করলে তুমি সব কিছু পাবে, তোমার ছেলের পড়ালেখা, she needed dialysis for her kidneys, yeah, she needed medical treatment urgently because her leg is now disabled, all right, and she struggles, and we've got pictures of her legs that I will show you, because Nilufar's legs are still today, she limps and she's in a really bad way, okay? So she would have been, what, 22? A young mother, all right? A young mother. She would have been 22, she's saying, on that day, yeah? Nilufar, তুমি কখন এইটা কি 2014 তুমি ওর সাথে দেখা করছো? 8 মাস পরে?
হ্যাঁ 2014 তে এরকম হইছে।
It was in 2014. Okay, so শুনো নীলুফার, তারপর আর কিছু হইছে না? ও তোমাকে কোনোদিন ফোন করছে না? পাইছে না?
জি, তখন শুনেন, তারপর হইছে কি, পরে আমি ফোন দেই, আমার এখন মনে হয় আমার অবস্থা খুবই খারাপ, আমার ট্রিটমেন্ট প্রয়োজন, পরে আমার এমন অবস্থা আমি এমনি আমার গুরুত্বপূর্ণ আহত হয়ে গেলাম। পরে আমি নাজমারে ফোন দিলাম, আমার হাজবেন্ডে বললাম কি নাজমা পরে ফোন দেন। পরে ও ফোন দেয়, পরে মনে করেন যে পরে অনেক কাগজপত্র নিয়ে গেছে, আমার 22টা মেডিকেলের কাগজপত্র
Okay,
নিয়ে গেছে।
Rako. Stop. So what happened is, and this is now a live interview with a former garment worker in Bangladesh, okay, and how she was exploited by a fashion activist and campaigner. Because LOVEDESH, I am a luxury brand. I work, and it's not for profit. We are on a mission to protect people and planet. Imagine LOVEDESH is a cross between Gucci and Oxfam or UNICEF, okay? She turned around and said that day that she took the card and they were attempting to call her because she was in such a bad way. Yeah, she was so ill. She was desperate. And Nazma had told Nilufar, you're like my younger sister. I'll help you. Don't you worry, Nilufar. Yeah. She also took 22 pages of her medical history. Yeah. She took all this information and they kept calling. Tumi kokkono or shate ar kotha bolsoni phone na o phone dorse na kunta.
হ্যাঁ, কালকে এরকম করে ওই লোক আমার দিয়ে দেখায় আমাকে নাম বিক্রি করে টাকা কামাই করছে। টাকা কামাই করার পরে পরে যখন ওর পুঁজি বানাই লইছে, পরে আজকে না কাল পরে আমার হাজবেন্ডের সাথে রাগারাগি করে যে কেন আপনি আমাকে ফোন দেন। পরে আমি কই কি দেখেন ম্যাডাম, আপনি আমার এত বড় একটা দায়িত্ব নিলেন, আমার ছেলের লেখাপড়ার দায়িত্ব নিলেন, তারপর আমার চিকিৎসার দায়িত্ব নিলেন, পুরো
To me, okay. So when she tried to, and she eventually got through to Nazma, Nazma was like, why are you calling me? What you doing calling me? Okay? Because Nilufar, to me, BGM এর অফিস পড়তে কি তুমি কবার নীলুফারের সাথে কথা চালাইছো মনে করো? Hello, Nilufar, তুমি যখন, and this is why we need to bring Nilufar to London. I'm really sorry, I can't do it like this. How can I get her story out? She needs to come to London. We need to get her into, the Royal Albert Hall or whatever, and we have people who will actually listen to garment workers, because you've got to ask yourself, why has no garment worker ever come to London? Why? Because we are trying to bring them. So here's the thing, yeah, we plan to bring them to London. Nilufar is saying to me, এই বিজিএম এর অফিসে বসে তারপর কবার তুমি নাজমার সাথে কথা চালাইছো?
নাজমার সাথে কথা বলেছি, মানে বিজিএম এর সাথে ওখান থেকে আসার পর নাজমার সাথে আমি ফোনে কয়েকবার কথা বলছি। তারপরে রানা প্লাজার যে এপ্রিলের 24 তারিখে রানা প্লাজাকে আমি রানা প্লাজার আইতাছি এপ্রিল 24 তারিখে, তোমার সাথে আমি সরাসরি কথা বলবো, আর তোমার লেগে কিছু টাকা পয়সা আমি নিয়ে আইছি।
Okay, শোনো আমি বলি। So she then turned around and said, well, there's going to be the anniversary, the tragic anniversary 1 year on, and when I come on the 24th of April, I'm going to come and bring you some money, Nilufar, and I'm going to be able to be in a position to probably help you, okay? Right? She will help her. Sorry, not probably. She said, I'm going to come up with money, okay? Right? We'll talk about that later. Save all questions in the question box, my loves, okay? Can you put all questions, because we will add the questions. Please save. Just bear with me. I'm going to make sure you have... Okay, add questions in the question box. তারপর কি হইছে?
তারপরে মনে করেন যে ওই এপ্রিলের 24 তারিখে রানা প্লাজা আমি ওরে কয়েকবার আমার হাজবেন্ড ফোন দিছে, আমার হাজবেন্ডের সাথে কি কথা বলছে আমি জানি না।
She called her husband. She called her husband a couple of times, but she can't recall what conversation was had, because you've got to remember she was very ill, having survived the collapse of a factory that fell on her on the 24th of April called Rana Plaza. Go quickly and go and look it up and come back. See how disastrous, and see if you could maintain yourself having suffered a collapse like that with dead bodies around you, okay, with over 1,136 garment workers dead, of which on her floor alone, on the 5th floor, was 780, okay? Something like 780 people were working on that floor when suddenly the factory collapsed because it was unsafe. They were all crammed. There was no safety, and they were working for £62 a month. What a disgusting disgrace, with no paid holiday leave. Tarpore bolo.
পরে ও এপ্রিলের 24 তারিখে রানা প্লাজার সামনে আসছে, পরে আমার সাথে দেখা হয়েছে। আমি বললাম কি ম্যাডাম, তাহলে আমারে কি এখন কি করবেন? তা আমার ট্রিটমেন্টও করেন, তাহলে আমার ছেলে তো এখন লেখাপড়া করার দরকার, আমার ছেলে তো 7 বছর চলে, তা আমার ছেলের এখন স্কুলে ভর্তি করার দরকার। আমি কেন আপনার তোমার দায়িত্ব নিব? কেন আপনার এই দায়িত্ব সরকারে নিবে, আমি নিব কেন?
ওকে রাখো, আমি বলি। আর আসলে তোমার মুখ আমরা চেষ্টা করি দেখতে পারি কিনা, ওকে? আমি এখন ক্যান্সেল করে ভিডিও করতেছি, ওকে? ওকে। Do you know what's disgusting? She's now telling me, as a whistleblower, that she met, and can you see my sunken eyes because this is how I work, so I don't care about what I look like. Here's Nilufar, okay, the garment worker. Nilufar. She now told me that she turns up on the 24th of April, on the anniversary of the Rana Plaza factory collapse. In 2014, she meets with Nazma, the executive director and founder of Awaj Foundation. And as she does so, she's hopeful, thinking, well, I'm going to get some help, as promised at last. Nazma turns around and says to this disabled woman, who is a victim, right? Because only victims who are really, really treated poorly would be treated. Turns around, Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation, and says to Nilufar, okay, why would I need to help you? I can't help you. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you anymore. You need to go to the government. The government's sorting it all out. Okay? Right? তুমি কি মনে করছো তোমার সাথে খুব কর্কশ করে কথা বলছে?
হ্যাঁ, পরে আমি নাজমার বললাম কি ম্যাডাম আমার তো এখন স্কুলে ভর্তি করা দরকার, আমার তো তেমন টাকা পয়সা নাই, আপনি আমার কথা দিয়েছিলেন যে আমার লেখাপড়া, আমার ছেলের লেখাপড়া।
She's saying, look, you know, I called you and told you that I need help, and you know, you did promise me that you're going to help my son, right, with his education, and that's why I came, and you told me that there would be a solution on the anniversary in 2014 of the Rana Plaza collapse. So, you know, তারপর নীলুফার ও কি বলছে, কেমন ভাবে এইটা শেষ করছো? ওকে,
এপ্রিলে রানা প্লাজা 20 তারিখে আসছে, আসার পর আমি ওর সাথে সরাসরি কথা বলছি, তাহলে আমি এপ্রিলটা পার হয়ে তারপরে তোমার দায়িত্বটা আমি নিতেছি। পরে এপ্রিল গেছে, এপ্রিল দেওয়ার পরে আমি পরে 1 মাস পরে ফোন দিছি, মানে 1 মাস পরে ফোন দেওয়ার পরে মনে করেন যে আমার সাথে উল্টা পাল্টা কথা বলছে যে কেন দায়িত্ব নিব, কেন আমি কি করব, কেন আপনার ক্ষতিপূরণ দিব, আমি কে, মানে ও তো কামান শেষ। ও 1 বছর বলে আমার দেখায় এই টাকা ইনকামই করছে।
Okay. Okay. So what she's saying is that eventually when she challenged Nazma was, she feels, and it sounds to me like she was bullying Nilufar. Okay. She was saying, well, I can't help you. What am I going to do? Yeah. And she's sitting there, Nilufar, worried because she's got access to her medical records. Okay. And Nilufar, ei din por taki o ar ki সাহায্য করছে না, এই দিন থেকে আর ও সাহায্য করছে না, she never helped you after that day. No, it's called #justice for Yasmin. এখন নীলুফার তুমি কি চাও? কারণ আমি বলি
আমার লগে যেরকম গাদ্দারি করছে, ধরো আমার লগে যেরকম রানা প্লাজা ভাঙার পরে মনে করে কেউ কুটিপুতি আমাকে টাকা দেয়, সবাই কুটিপুতি হয়েছে, কিন্তু আমাকে নাম বিক্রি করে আমাকে দিয়ে সবাই কুটিপুতি হয়েছে, আমরা ফকির রয়ে গেছি। যেমন আমাকে যেরকম ফকির করছে এরকম সবাই ফকির করুক, আমি দোয়া করি যে আমরা তো পঙ্গু হয়েছি, আমাকে মতন পঙ্গু সবাই ওকে, কিন্তু নাজমার বিচার আমি চাই, নাজমা কেন আমার সাথে গাদ্দারি করলো।
আর তুমি শোনো, তুমি দায়িত্ব দিছো, শুধু ওই বা না বলবাই, তুমি আমাকে দায়িত্ব দিছো নি যেন আমি বিচার করব নাজমার উপরে, আমি এই বিচার
টিকটক ফ্যামিলিকে আর আমার ম্যাডাম আছে যে ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামকে আমি এদের বিচার চাই, যে এই বিচারটা লন্ডনে সবাই, আমার ম্যাডাম আছে, ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডাম আছে, টিকটক ফ্যামিলি আছে, আমি তাকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ দিই, তার না আমার বিচারটা করুক আর আমার ক্ষতিপূরণটা দেখো। আমার একটা পঙ্গু হয়ে গেছে, আমার একটা হাত পঙ্গু হয়ে গেছে, এই পঙ্গুর টাকা দিয়ে খাইবো, তার বিচার আল্লাহ করবো, আর এই বিচারটা আমার ম্যাডামের কাছে।
Okay, so what she's saying is, I give permission to Yasmin Chowdhury, the chief executive of LOVEDESH, that's who I am, by the way, she's not saying that, and she says, I want my TikTok fam, Yasmin is Yasmin TikTok fam, to support Yasmin in helping me to get justice, because I want answers from Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation. Why did she talk down to me? Why did she treat me badly? And why is it that while everyone was making money out of our trauma, mining our tragedy, we've been left poor, but they're all really rich, okay? What we've noticed is for many years now, we're the victims, we remain poor, disabled, but somehow so many people are using our tragedy, yeah, our horror, and yet they are running and being okay, speaking for us, doing. They're so angry. Nilufar, তোমাকে যদি তুমি রেডি উপস্থিত আছো নি লন্ডন, যদি আমি তোমাকে নিয়ে আসতে পারি আর পয়সা তুলতে পারে, তুমি লন্ডন আসবাই?
হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই আমার ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে আমি লন্ডন আসবো
She's
আমার
coming to
ছেলের
London.
আমি লন্ডনে লেখাপড়া
Yeah,
করাবো
yeah.
আমার ছেলের একটা দেবো আর নাজমা যে আমার দেখায় যে টাকা দিয়ে খাইছে নাজমার কাছে এই টাকা দিয়ে আদায়
She wants
করে
compensation.
আমার ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামের কাছে দিব
Yeah.
ম্যাডাম আমার দিবে
She wants money. She wants a compensation. She wants damages for what Nazma has done to her for distress, for injury. But before that, she wants to come to London, have her story, because as you can see, it keeps getting disconnected. She's wearing the Love Dash t-shirt. I don't know if you can see, made in blue for them. For the victims, only wear white on blue, right? And she's made it very, very clear that Love Dash has a mandate from garment workers, the survivors of Rana Plaza, to actually take action. এখন next আরেকটা একটা জিনিস, so আমি এটা করব, তুমি ক্ষমতা দাও যেন এই ভিডিও যারা নাজমা আওয়াজ ফাউন্ডেশনের সাথে কাজ করে এটা ওদের কাছে চলে যাবার জন্য আমি দিতে পারবো। তুমি do you give permission for me to release this video? পাবলিকে দেখবো, তুমি ক্ষমতা দাও?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই সবাই দেব।
Yeah, she's saying, yep, I want it to go out to the world. Next, আমি বলি তোমার তো কোনো আমরার কোনো অপরাধ নাই বা ক্ষতি আমরা বলতেছি না কোনো বাংলাদেশ সরকারের কাছে বিজিএমইআর কাছে, বুঝতেছো? ওদের সাথে কোনো ঝগড়া নাই, অলরাইট? আমাদের হলো আওয়াজের সাথে আর যারা ফরেন ইউকে ইউএসএ, সো আই এম মেকিং ভেরি ক্লিয়ার। নাজমা তুমি এটা মানো তোমার কোনো দুঃখ নাই সরকারের উপরে বা বিজিএমইআর উপরে, বুঝতেছো?
জি
হ্যাঁ, so she's just confirming, হ্যাঁ, I have no issue because it's not, I'm angry with others outside because I've helped them understand how they've been exploited. Next, আরেকটা জিনিস আমি বলি, প্রত্যেক বছর, now I want to talk about fashion revolution and why Ola de Castro, this is a message from Nilufar, there's many more, and why we want to see Fashion Revolution Week cancelled and why Aja Baba, all right, needs to be cancelled. And I'm going to start with Nilufar, okay, today, right? And there is a reason why your Fashion Revolution, many other, Remake Our World, Aisha Baron Black, Jasmine Chua of Sourcing Journal, all right? I'm going to show you now, okay? Let me just show you the whole of horrors, all right? I want to show you the Love Dash Hall of Horrors and how many people are now, and if any damage comes, but somewhere in Bangladesh, there is a banner hanging, okay, right? There is a banner hanging with the people listed in the Love Dash Hall of Horrors who have really hurt us, okay? Now I'm trying to find the Love Dash Hall of Horrors link and I'm annoyed, just bear with me. Love Dash. Oh, here we are. Right, I'm going to share. Thank you, Nilufar. Right? Because here's the thing. Oh, Shakil, hi, I'm looking for you, hon. Right? I'm on the phone to a garment worker in Bangladesh, and she's talking about how fashion activists have exploited her and how she was bullied and how she's whistleblowing, all right, on some of the biggest names in fashion campaigning. I want you all on this YouTube now to see, right? And I have no shame, nah, because many of you were contacted and I told you not to mess with me. And I said to you that, you know what, if you do this, look at you all. This is now on YouTube, a list of the people. Aja Baba is not on here yet, but she's going to be added, right? Look at the list of people who have hurt and damaged the work that Love Dash has been doing to protect people and planet, all right? And oh, Aja is on there. Yes, Aja Baba. We are asking for you to be cancelled, along with your publishers, Hachette, along with your book, and we are seeking every single fashion and every single person. We are seeking a portion minimum, at least, of those who are fashion charities, fashion NGOs, anyone connected, yeah, who made money from the Rana Plaza, yeah, or Bangladeshi garment workers. We are seeking 11.36% from your annual gross revenue since 2013, 24th of April. And I'm going to call them out. I'm going to be asking of this from Awaj Foundation, from British Bangladesh Fashion Council, Clean Clothes Campaign, Fair Wear Foundation, Alexander Constant, Fashion Revolution, Extinction Rebellion, Ellen MacArthur Foundation, Justice in Fashion, Laudi's Foundation. We've got here Safia Mini of People Tree. We've got here Slave Free Trade. We've got the Stella McCartney brand. we've got here somewhere, Extinction Rebellion. Where are they? Extinction Rebellion. We have here, wait for this. We've also got, right? We've got No Sweat. I'm going to go through them. Slow Fashion, Red Carpet Green Dress, Jasmine Malik Chua of Sourcing Journal. We've got Tencel and Lensing, the former director, Harry Weghorst. We've got Oxfam, okay? All of you. Also Ethical, Maisha, yeah? Who else in the fashion sector, right? Because the others I'll explain. Who else is here? Ashtisi, yeah? Is there anyone else I've missed out? Aladdin. One by one, I'm going to talk about what you all did. So Clean Clothes Campaign, also GoFundMe, and that's why we're in dispute with GoFundMe. And we also want money from, are you ready? Where is he? The Asian councillor. Where is he? There was a, not Aladdin. Where isn't he on here? Oh gosh, there's one more. Okay. There was one more. Murad Qureshi of the Labour Party. And also we've got the Labour Party. We need a donation, okay? And we need your help. So if you can't give money, you can actually give some form of collateral, something in terms of your services. So if you can't give money because you're poor, we prefer money because we don't trust and we don't want to work with you. We prefer your free help. That will be equivalent to 11.36% of any gross revenue that you've received, okay? And I will talk through one by one. Eco-cult as well. Eco-cult is another one. Ami ektuk shomoy tomake nei, tumi eto shundor bolo. Ami boli, right? And this is how bad it is. I have hardly any resources. Vodafone has cut me off today. We are selling this T-shirt. We want to get to the Oscars. We are hoping to actually get to London Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, and we want to take the garment workers on a tour. And I'm now going to talk about why all these fashion campaigners and charities need to be cancelled. But hear it from Nilufar's mouth first of all, and let me interview her so you see how Fashion Revolution and many others like Remake Our World, Fairwear Foundation, Laudi's Foundation have been exploiting and Clean Clothes campaign. And many journalists have not been helping LOVEDESH to whistleblow on the corruption, okay? And why the current fashion charity campaigning sector is unethical, in my opinion, corrupt, because I'll show the evidence, colonial, racist, and classist, okay? But I've got to let Nilufar go, all right? Because every penny we raise in my TikTok lives, I've amassed over 40,000 people who are following the LOVEDESH journey. I've been left homeless for doing LOVEDESH. My life legacy is to do good, protect people and planet, and leave it in the hands of those, because guess what? LOVEDESH is bigger than me. And if you're thinking that by issuing me with threats, intimidating me, I'm laughing, because guess what? I could die, but LOVEDESH will continue. Oh yeah, because I'm creating a legacy committee. And right now on TikTok fam, if anyone's interested in volunteering, there is no money, okay? Treat it as what's called sadaqah. Legacy committee is should I die, anything happen to me, LOVEDESH and all the projects it's been doing and helping these victims as well as child laborers, of which there are 160 million around the world, you promise to volunteer to make it continue, okay? Right? So, let me just explain. Yeah? Nilufar, tumi mona achani, ami ekta প্রত্যেক বছর একটা এনজিও আছে, ওদের নাম হলো ফ্যাশন রেভলিউশন। প্রত্যেক বছর ওরা রানা প্লাজা নাম নিয়ে ওরা অনুষ্ঠান করে লন্ডনে সারা দুনিয়ার সাথে। তুমি এইটা কোনোদিন শুনছো বা দাওয়াত পেয়েছো? Have you ever heard of Fashion Revolution?
না, কখনো পাইনি।
Have you ever heard of Fashion Revolution? Have you ever got an invite, and have you ever had any connection from them to involve you or any victims of Rana Plaza that you know of? Tumi konodin dawat peso ba ar keu Rana Plaza victim pese dawat oder kaছ থাকি? Nobody has ever received it, okay? Did you know that they have annual events and that's gone global, and that during the week when your colleagues and you got disabled in 24th of April, that week is called Fashion Revolution Week. Tumi জানো নি যেন যে সপ্তাহ তোমাদের কাহিনী ঘটনা হয়েছিল, প্রত্যেক বছর ওরা এই সপ্তাহকে নাম দিয়ে হয়ে গেছে ফ্যাশন রেভলিউশন সপ্তাহ। তোমরা এটা জানো? Do you know it's been called Fashion Revolution Week? I don't know. No, I've never heard of this. তুমি জানো নি বা তোমার কি মন যেন ওরা নিয়ে গেছে আর এই সপ্তাহ সবাই অনুষ্ঠান করে পয়সা তুলে তোমার কি মনে করো তুমি একটু বক্তৃতা দাও ফ্যাশন রেভলিউশন আর ওদেরকে শোনো 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 একটু রাখো তুমি একটু বক্তৃতা দিয়ে দাও can you give direct comments to Fashion Revolution Week, Awaj Foundation, Remake Our World, Clean Clothes Campaign, yeah, Oh So Ethical, Sourcing Journal, right? Ektegdon, Bohu, Aja Baba, okay? Aja Baba, because I'm going to explain what Aja Baba do and why she needs to be cancelled and why what the LOVEDESH'S Rana Plaza Victims Group, who Nilufar is a member of, and it's free support. We mentor them. They want to come to London. You are being banned, and you're going to hear it from her voice that she's asking you and many others, step down. Okay, but here's her version and her comment, because I revealed to them what you guys were doing. They had no idea. I used my own money, invested it in LOVEDESH, went out in 2019, traced them, and I managed to get this t-shirt, benefit t-shirt. Okay, and this is the only item that will be sold in the name of Rana Plaza forever until eternity, because that's what they've asked for. But now over to Nilufar and the other people. I was going to make sure, who else is this message to? Okay, red carpet green dress. We've got Shubhanath, the solicitors, who threatened me with legal threat on behalf of red carpet green dress. Who else? Extinction Rebellion. We've got Louis Vuitton, Stella McCartney, who did a deal, and I told them. Remake Our World, Aisha Barenblatt. We've got Lensing Tencel. We've got Oxfam. We've got No Sweat. I really need to reorganize this. Awaj Foundation, Common Objective. Yes, Tasmin Lejeune. This is a message for you, Tasmin Lejeune. And guess what? This banner that I showed you is hanging outside in Rana Plaza by the victims of Rana Plaza. They are so disgusted. An eco cult, okay? And many others, all right? So now, Tumi bole diye do oderke jara eta and Lauren B. Fay of the Fashion Initiative and Justice in Fashion, okay? Let's go. All right. Tumi ekon bolo oderke tumi ki mono koro ora jeno eta onustan kore. Bolo. She's now addressing it.
আমাগো নাম বিক্রি করে টাকাগুলা খাইছে ওরা কোটি কোটি টাকা কামাইছে এই টাকাগুলা আমি মনে করি যে লাভ দেশে টিকটক ফ্যামিলিকে আমাগো টাকাগুলো দেখ আমরা এই যে অ্যাসমিন ম্যাডামের দ্বারা এই টাকাগুলো দেখ এই টাকাগুলো আমরা পামো আমরা সন্তান নিয়ে আমরা সুখে থাকতে চাই কেন আমার একটা পঙ্গু পাও পঙ্গু হয়ে গেছে গা আমার একটা হাত পঙ্গু হয়ে গেছে গা আমি এত কষ্ট করবো রানা প্লাজার কোটি কোটি টাকা আছে সবাই আমাকে নাম বিক্রি করে খাইছে এই টাকাগুলো আমাকে দেখো মানে লাভ দেশের মাধ্যমে দেখো এই যে টিকটক মাধ্যমে দেখো এই টিকটক ফ্যামিলির মাধ্যমে এই টাকাগুলো দিলে আমরা টাকাগুলো পাবো আমরা একটু সুখে ডাল ভাত খাইতে পারবো
Okay. So what she's saying is this is a message to all those fashion charities and campaigners who I listed. And they've seen the logos. They all know who you are. I've shown them your faces. She's saying if anyone has made money and used and generated income off the back of the traumas of Rana Plaza, we want it all handed over to LOVEDESH. We want our TikTok fam, because I have 30,000 followers over 2 accounts. At some point I did have 35,000, but hashtag Justice for Yasmin got banned. All right. She's now asking that all that money, I want you in negotiations with LOVEDESH, and it's not just her, but that's what she wants done. Let's talk about how she feels and what you did to her by erasing, because it is racist, it's classist, but also it's exploitative. How could you do this to victims of modern day slavery? And how dare you be so colonialist that you take the mic from them, you raise money, and why Fashion Revolution Week? How could that have happened? Okay, how could you name it Fashion Revolution Week without involving? Because guess what? It's now going to be called hashtag I remember 1136 and hashtag shut up for Rana Plaza. That is the week that we are asking. And I don't care, Fashion Revolution. If you've made money or commitment, you're going to change all your editorial and you're going to involve LOVEDESH. Because if you don't, then we will explain what they want to do. All right, because they will punish every single one of you and they will expose you and they will actually do whatever it takes to take every single one of you down and to have you destroyed. Because what they're saying is we are quite happy as long as you work with LOVEDESH, we don't mind you, but what you can't do is do separate activity now. Okay? Ekon shono Nilufar. How did you feel? Tumar mone, tumar ki mono koro jeno tumaderke fele এটা তোমার ফিলিং কি, তোমার কি মনে করতেছো? বুঝতেছি তুমি কি চাও, কিন্তু তোমার একটু দুঃখ প্রকাশ করো।
আমি যদি লন্ডন আসতে পারি, আমার ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে যদি আমি লন্ডন আসি, আমি টিকটক ফ্যামিলির হাত মিলাই, আমি ম্যাডামের সাথে, আমার ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামের সাথে হাত মিলাইয়া, আমি লন্ডনের লাভ দেশে হাত মিলাইয়া আমি নাজমার বিরুদ্ধে আমি ক্ষতিপূরণ আমি লাভ দেশের মাধ্যমে আনতে চাই।
Okay, Shano. So she's not just saying and repeating her need for compensation damages from Nazma Awaj Foundation. Jara foreign NGO Londone Nilufar Balakuri, Age Fashion Revolution, Common Objective, Fairwear Foundation, Laudi's Foundation, Remake Our World, Aisha Barenblatt, Tamzin Lejeune, Safia Mini, ওরা সবাই যেন সাদারা এইটা কাজ করছে, আর ওরা বহু কয়েকজন নাজমার সাথে কাজ করে, ওদেরকে একটা বক্তৃতা দিয়ে দাও, তুমি কি ফিলিং, তুমি ওরা কি করবো? কারণ একটা প্রশ্ন জিজ্ঞাসা করি, তুমি মনে করো তোমাদের নাম নিয়ে ওরা অনুষ্ঠান করতে পারবো? তুমি ক্ষমতা দিতেছো ওদেরকে? না না, আমি বলতেছি তুমি not understanding. তুমি যারা নাজমার সাথে কাজ করছে আর তোমাদেরকে ফেলে অনুষ্ঠান, those who have been doing Fashion Revolution Week without you, তোমাদের ক্ষমতা ছাড়া, ওরা কি এই বছর সমান করব না লাভ দেশে করব? কেন পারবো না? কেন ওরা ওদেরকে নিষেধ কেন দিতেছো? Why are you stopping them? Why are you asking them? Okay, and so here's the thing, yeah, she's saying, how dare you do events and things without us, yeah, you are not permitted. Hear it from the victim of Rana Plaza, she was there that day, she does not want any of you involved, okay? তুমি আমাকে বলো, right, তুমি এখন নিজে তুমি ওদেরকে দাওয়াত দাও বলে আমি লন্ডন আসতেছি লাভ দেশের থ্রুতে, তোমরা সাহায্য করো আর আমি এসে তোমাদের সাথে চোখে চোখে আমরা দেখতে চাই, উত্তর আমরা চাই, বিচার। সো দুইটা বিচার, নাজমার সাথে আর তোমাদের সাথে, এইটা তুমি নিজে মুখে দাওয়াত দাও।
আমি লন্ডন আসতেছি, আমি নাজমার বিরুদ্ধে রুখে দাঁড়াবো আমার ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামের মাধ্যমে, আর এই যে টিকটকের মাধ্যমে আমি লাভ দেশে আসতেছি আমার ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে, আমি নাজমার বিরুদ্ধে কি করবো, আমি এই যে আসতেছি লন্ডন আসতেছি, আমি নাজমার বিরুদ্ধে রুখে দাঁড়াবো। নাজমাতে আমার দেখায় দেখা যে টাকাগুলো ইনকাম করছে, এই টাকাগুলো আমি লাভ দেশে নাজমাকে আদায় করবো। ওকে,
শুনো, শুধু নাজমা নাই তো, তুমি শুনতেছো আরেকটা এনজিও আছে ফ্যাশন রেভলিউশন উইক, তুমি বলো ফ্যাশন রেভলিউশন, তোমাকে দেখাইতিস না বেনারে, ওর নাম কি? Because they struggle to pronounce it. Fashion Revolution, তাই না? Yeah? Yeah. Fashion Revolution, okay? ওদের নাম হলো, একটা নাম তুমি বড় করো, একটা নাম হলো অর্সলা, আর একটা নাম হলো আয়শা, আর একটা নাম হলো আয়শা of Remake, আর একটা হলো আলেকজান্ডার of Fairwear Foundation, হ্যাঁ, আরেকজন হইলো আচ্ছা শুনো, বহু মানুষ পয়সা, শুধু নাজমা নাই, তুমি স্পষ্ট মনে আছে, she is very disabled and I have to keep repeating because we've done many meetings, শুধু নাজমা নাই, নাজমা থেকে ওরা আরো লাখ লাখ টাকা পাইতেছে, ওদের নাম হলো এনজিও নাম হলো Fashion Revolution, Remake Our World, Common Objective, Laude's Foundation, Remake Our World, Fairwear Foundation, Clean Clothes Campaign, Justice in Fashion. There is so much, the Fashion Initiative, all of them, right? তুমি ওদেরকে বলো যেন তুমি ওদের সাথে, কারণ আমি বলার নাই, ওরা নিজের মুখ থেকে শুনতে হবে তুমি চাও ওদের সাথে দেখা করবে লাভ দেশ আর টিকটক ফ্যামিলির থ্রুতে, লন্ডন এসে ওদের সাথে তুমি উত্তর বিচার চাও কিনা, ওদের কাছ থেকে কি বিচার চাও, নিশ্চয় কেন ওরা অনুষ্ঠান করতেছে তোমাদেরকে ফেলে, কেন পয়সা নিতেছে, এখন নাজমা না ওদের কাছে, কারণ নাজমা হইলো ছোট, ওরা আরো বিরাট নাজমা থাকি, আর নাজমার সাথে ওরা কাজ করে, এখন ওদের কাছে তুমি বক্তৃতা দিয়ে দাও তুমি কি চাও, তুমি কি এক্স্যাক্টলি ওরা কি চাও, তোমার তিনটা জিনিস, তুমি কি যদি তিনটা জিনিস কি জিজ্ঞাসা করবে ওদের কাছ থেকে, what would you ask from them?
আমি যে নাজমার সাথে যারা কাজ করে, আয়শা একটা, তারপরে যে
আমি বলবো, তুমি চিন্তা করিও না, ওদের নাম আমি দেখাইবো, ওকে, তুমি চিন্তা করিও না, কিন্তু মনে করো যারা করবো বিদেশি এনজিওরা এইরকম বলো।
আমি এই 4-5 জনের কাছে আবেদন করছি, আমি লন্ডন আসতেছি, এই 5 জন আমি ক্ষতিপূরণ আদায় করব, এটার বিচার চাই। আর এই ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামের দ্বারা আমি বিচার চাই। আমি লন্ডন আসতেছি, ওদের সাথে আমি চোখে চোখ রেখে কথা বলবো।
So let me
আমি এই ক্ষতিপূরণ আদায় করব এই 4-5 জনের কাছ থেকে। আর হইলো ওদের আমি বিচার করব। আমাকে অনুমতি ছাড়া দিন আমরা অনুষ্ঠানে রানা প্লাজা যাওয়ার প্রকৃতি যারা শ্রমিক তাদের ছাড়া দিন কোনো অনুষ্ঠান না করে।
Ora already kortese. So she's just said, I'm making it very clear. I want to come to London via LOVEDESH. I want to Rakami Boli. I want to stare you in the eyes and I want answers. And these are the answers I want. Why did you set up Fashion Revolution Week without our consultation? Why have you done events without involving any of us victims and, you know, us not knowing about it? Why has there been money collected without our knowledge? How much money was collected? And I'm coming and I want support. And now, one final question. Ora Shamner April Cortese. শিরিবার অনুষ্ঠান, এই খবর শুনে তোমার কি লাগতেছে? তুমি কি বলতে চাও? কারণ
আমি মনে করি আমি এখনই চলে আসি ওদের পাশে, আমি ওদের দ্বারা আমি এই অনুষ্ঠানটা বন্ধ করি। আমার এত কষ্ট লাগতেছে, আমার জিদে অনেক জিদ হচ্ছে, ওদের সাথে আমি লড়াই করি।
She said, I feel so disgusted, I feel so angry, the fact that you are hosting yet again Fashion Revolution Week. If I could, I'd come here and I'd stand there and I would protest. It's not okay. আর শোনো, একটু যাওয়ার আগে তুমি এখন বলো কেন তুমি এই টি-শার্ট, look, she's wearing the LOVEDESH t-shirt. আমি তোমাদের জন্য শুধু বানাইছি না, this is a t-shirt I made just for the victims to wear. এখন এই বাগানের কথা একটু বলো, তুমি কি চাও, তোমাদের চাহিদা কি? এই যে বাগান বলছি না,
চাহিদা যে আমাকে যে রানা প্লাজার জায়গাটা এনে ম্যাডাম ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডাম লাভদেশের মাধ্যমে আমাকে এনে একটা ফুলের বাগান করুক, এখানে আমরা সবাই মিলে কর্ম করব। আমি এটা লাভদেশে অনেক উন্নত হোক, টিকটক ফ্যামিলির মাধ্যমে এটা অনেক উন্নত হোক। আমি লাভদেশকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ দিই যে ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামের দ্বারা সবকিছু আসুক, টাকা পয়সা যত কিছু আসুক, ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডাম আমাকে ওটা ভবিষ্যৎ করে দিব। আমি এটাই আবেদন করি লাভদেশকে, টিকটক ফ্যামিলিকে, ইউরোপকে, আমেরিকাকে, সব আমি সব দায়িত্ব ইয়াসমিন ম্যাডামের দ্বারাই হোক।
So what she's saying, okay, so what she's saying is, I want to work with LOVEDESH. I want to, I mean, I've actually forgotten what she said. Actually, I'm so tired and the connection is bad. My hands are aching. I've not had any breakfast. I've only had a cup of tea, but what she's making it very clear is any future activity has to be done, right? Has to be done. Oh, I should have changed the, any future activity has to be done, right? Has to be done. Any future activity has to be done, right, with LOVEDESH, because they've had enough. And LOVEDESH proposed, and we did a quick consultation, and many of the victims suggested, when we put forward the idea, would you like us to consider trying to turn and make a garden of peace, which we've been talking about for over a year, yeah, where the current ruins of Rana Plaza are, and to negotiate and reach out to the Bangladeshi government and the owner, Rana, and many others to build. They want a garden of peace to remember the people who died. Thank you, Nilufar. Shuno, ami boli, right? Ami barbar boltesi, right? Ami এখন ইংলিশে বলি, তোমাকে আমি বাংলায় বলবো. I'm now going to let Nilufar know, but she is a victim of Rana Plaza. It was very disjointed, but you'll understand we don't have a team. Vodafone have cut off my data. We are often and funding all of this by ourselves. We are now asking you to consider, if you want to help LOVEDESH establish itself as a luxury brand, the first in the world of its kind, that will be global. Amra Dukan Kulbo London. We want to open a shop in London. Here is what I'm doing. I want to bring garment workers to London for work experience in the shop. So they will be serving customers, because no more will any foreign person ever take the microphone from the garment workers. They can come on a work placement experience in our shop, and then they will be coming and going to take back, all right, one by one, all right? Because if Western world can bring across Malala, I want to have answers. Why didn't anyone help these garment workers, all right? I'm also asking pretty little thing, Boohoo, and many others, given that you are run by a Muslim family, and Molly May, we are sending you an invitation, Molly May, and Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, especially Ramadan coming up. Get involved in a LOVEDESH project, okay? We are not calling for a boycott of fast fashion, because until there's an alternative, these people will lose a job. She has no job. She is disabled. She is unemployed, okay? She was working in a little kiosk, and she was called all kinds of names by local men because she was in a city town center selling cigarettes, betel nuts, sweets, various items, chewing gum, Okay. And when she did so, while a disabled woman, she was being catcalled, she was being humiliated, she was being told, you're a SLUT, where's your husband? All she was doing was to earn an income. So therefore, I'm going to let Nilufar know and let you know that this is one of many interviews I'm doing, and there is soon going to be a official invite next Friday. Next Friday, can someone please urgently tell me what's the date next Friday? Next Friday, we are inviting all the stakeholders in the fashion campaigning world and any private fashion brands. We are inviting you to join into a meeting with the Rana Plaza, LOVEDESH Rana Plaza victims at 11 a.m. next Friday. What's the date next Friday? What's the date next Friday? Please, please, please. Okay. What's the date next Friday? Right. We are now inviting everyone to tune in to a live yard stream. We would prefer it if some of you can actually come and meet them and give initial answers of your commitment, but you will have to pay tickets. So if you're a charity, tickets per person are £113.36. And if you're a corporate private sector, tickets per person are £336.63 to join that live meeting, a quarterly LOVEDESH and LOVEDESH Rana Plaza victims group quarterly meeting to decide how they plan to run the 8th anniversary of the collapse on the 24th of April this year, and demanding that Fashion Revolution Week is cancelled and that instead all advertising, any media, is used with campaigns endorsed by the garment workers. Okay, so this is Nilufar. I want to say thank you for her bravery in being a whistleblower and coming forward. Okay, and Nilufar, tomar kichu ar bolar ase? And for ordinary members of public, the tickets are £11.36. For ordinary members of the public, it's £11.36. If you are a fashion charity, per person, it's £113.36. And if you are a corporate private sector fashion brand who want to join the I Remember Shut Up for Rana Plaza and get a shop opened, start building a garden of peace and be invited, then the tickets are £336.36. 3 types of tickets. Members of public on the 25th of February at 11 a.m. A meeting, a invite is going up and you can book tickets. Okay, 25th. Thank you so much, Rolling Thunder. Nilufar is now going to say bye. If any of you have any messages for Nilufar and if you want to give her any feedback, please put it in the comments because we're recording the comments. Okay, and we'll also see the amount of people who came in to troll me. All right, but before Nilufar goes, it's very late. It's now midnight. She hardly has any money. She needs urgent medical treatment by coming to London. Does anyone have any messages for Nilufar before she says bye? Nilufar, সবাই শুনছে, এখন ওরা একটুক লিখতেছে তোমাকে, কারণ তোমার কাহিনী শুনে ওরা একটুক বক্তৃতা দিতেছে, তুমি একটুক শুনো কষ্ট করি। Does anyone have any messages to give Nilufar? Any messages of support I can share with her, because she's been brave enough as a garment worker to come forward and actually give her testimony about how, as a victim of the Rana Plaza collapse, she suffered and has been exploited, not just once, but twice. First, make sure she makes lots of dua. So, shuno, ekjon holo naam Hey Tem, tumi dua korbai. Ora boltese tumi dua korbai, okay? If we can prefer to keep it non-religious, do you know why? Because this is mainstream and you shouldn't be really, we don't want any religious sentiment, because at the end of the day, LOVEDESH is apolitical DC. I appreciate that. We want, do you see, these are victims. There's nothing worse than telling a victim just to pray, okay? So I'm just going to teach you something. Don't ever say to a poor person, pray, because it's not their fault. They haven't done anything wrong. They shouldn't have to pray. Yeah? We are the ones who should be helping. Right? Okay? Ekjon, boltase South Africa taki. Someone from South Africa called Rolling Thunder 25 saying, God bless you, stay strong. We are guilty of benefiting from sweatshops. Ekjon, Purush bolse, Allah jeno tumake dua দেয় আর আসলে তুমি শক্তি থাকো নীলুফার, আর আসলে আমরা তোমাদের হাতের কাজ খেয়ে আমরা খুব খুব কম দামে কাপড় পিনতে পারছি, কিন্তু তোমাদের গামে, এইটা ওরা বলতেছে। Any other messages? Okay, we'll make dua. আয়শা বলতেছে ও তোমার জন্য দোয়া করতেছে। Okay, right?
জি
Okay, any other? শুনো আরেকজন বলতেছে ইয়াসমিন ইসলামে বলতেছে ইয়াসমিন ওর নাম আরেকজন ও বলতেছে শুনো নীলুফার তোমার সময় আসতেছে তুমি শক্তি থাকো নীলুফার ওরা বলতেছে I'm just going to wrap it up. If there's no other messages, we all love her. Things will get better from here. Jano, Alima, message দিয়েছে Alima 1H. Alina, ও বলছে আলিনাই বলছে তোমাকে আমরা সবাই তোমাকে ভালোবাসি নীলুফার শুনো এখন থাকি আমরা মনে করি তোমার জীবনটা ফুটিব আরো ভালো হয়ে যাব ওকে ওরা মেসেজ আমাকে লিখতেছে তোমার জন্য I'm going to give one more minute okay if there's no other messages beautician 5 is saying Nilu stay strong we are all with you একজন নাম নীলু ও বলতেছে নীলুফার তুমি শক্তি থাকো আমরা সবাই তোমার পিছনে আছে ওকে সবাই তারা বলতেছে আমরা আছি তোমার ওরা শুনছে তোমার কাহিনী okay all right and may Allah bless and help her family okay so সবাই দোয়া দিতেছে আল্লাহ যেন তোমাদেরকে ভালো করে রাখে আর শুনো Mary can we stop giving religious can we just stop abdicating help to Allah I can't begin to tell you I'm going to explain something all right I know you mean well but it's not Allah's job to solve this yeah you got to understand yeah it's really offensive to tell someone homeless and pray go and pray yeah please don't okay please I've got to explain comments yeah I would never come to you if you're disabled and say pray it sounds as if you know what she's done nothing it's up to us yeah here's the kind of messages I want I'm very protective of them yeah she's not getting paid for this with all the gifts they've got some money yeah but here's the thing what would you say you don't go to someone who's disabled in a hospital saying pray while she's disabled you say things like keep going we're behind you we've heard your story okay শুনো মুমুসা বসে শক্তি থাকিও তোমার জিও আছে তোমার জানো power তোমার জানো ভিতরে আছে okay thank you Nilufar we now know the truth Mary আহমেদ বলতেছে ধন্যবাদ নীলুফার এখন আমরা শুনতেছি এখন আমাদের চোখ খোলা হইতেছে ওরা জানে না এটা প্রথম ওরা শুনছে ওরা জানে না okay বুঝতেছো what she's saying is we've got comments from TikTok saying we had no idea thank you so much be strong okay আর salam alaikum Nilufar we will continue to buy from LoveDesh and support you Aziz is here. Here's Nilufar. She's one of the people who's benefiting. And you know, the proceeds of your t-shirt, because of your proceeds, Aziz, and I give big thank you, they're able to have a meeting now next Friday. They're gathering. That money, 100%, is going to host a meeting where they can get fed, gather, and they'll be on YouTube, yeah, talking to us. And we're inviting fast fashion brands. So, Aziz, Ekjon, Nilufar, একটু ধন্যবাদ I know he doesn't want it but Aziz একজন যারা টি-শার্ট 30,000 পাঠাইছে ও আসছে ও তোমাদের জন্য 30,000 টাকা পাঠাইছে তুমি ওকে একটু ধন্যবাদ দিতে পারবে
অনেক ধন্যবাদ
she's saying thanks to you Aziz yeah all right she's really pleased okay salam alaikum Nilufar we will continue ও বলতেছে আমি LoveDesh থেকে কিনবো আর তোমাদের সাথে আমরা আসি সব সময় ওরা খুবই সুন্দর okay so I'm going to let her go because she's tired she's midnight she's disabled she's been through trauma and it's really cold in Bangladesh but I hope you can see she's wearing the LoveDesh t-shirt okay Nilufar তুমি খুব tired তুমি খুবই ভালো করছো ধন্যবাদ thank you okay আমি জানাইতেছি আর শুনো আলমকে কালকে দরবাই কালকে দরকার নাই তোমার ইন্টারভিউ হয়ে গেছে এখন আমি জানো এটা ছাড়বো okay আর কিছু বলার আছে you want to say anything because I will release this publicly on YouTube
এক মাসের ভিতরে LoveDesh নিয়ে আসব
হ্যাঁ
এক মাসের ভিতরে LoveDesh নিয়ে আসব আমি নাজমার মুখোমুখি হইতে চাই
she really loathes Nazma she's like I want কি এক মাসের ভিতরে তুমি লন্ডন আসতে চাও এইটা yeah she's saying she wants to see eye to eye Nazma she's saying just bring me to London and I want to see Nazma আর শুনো শুধু নাজমা না শুধু নাজমাকে দুষ্য না কারণ আসলে নাজমাকে ওরা খেলাইছে ওকে বুঝতেছো কারণ আসলে নাজমাও আমি বুঝাইবো পরে নাজমা আসলে তোমাদের মতন ওকে ওরা বুঝতেছো তেল দিয়ে এইরকম কাজ করাইছে ওকে নাজমা ছোট LoveDesh dushmani LoveDesh is going to go to war with the fashion charity and we're going to name and expose them and now I'm going to let Nilufar go ধন্যবাদ Nilufar ধন্যবাদ তুমি ভালো থাকো চলে যাও okay bye Nilufar everyone say bye Nilufar she's going now okay all right bye Nilufar mwah mwah Ami achi. Gotobil ami morsi na. As long as I haven't died, yeah, I promise you, Nilufar, if I have to die, I'll either succeed or I'll die trying. But nobody is going to exploit my Bangladeshi brothers and sisters and anywhere else in the world anymore because of disgusting charities. And Fashion Revolution, all of you, we're now going to go one by one and explain what you did. Okay? Take care, Nilufar. I love you. Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. So that's Nilufar. She's now gone. Okay? So those of you who want to disappear, you can, because it's not going to be very interesting, right? I'm actually now going to say, I'm giving my full attention, and I'm going to say to you now, okay? This speech is to the following, all right? And I want you all to understand, here's what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to share screen, and I'm going to make sure that everyone understands who did what. And we're going to kick off with, again, explaining to you that there is a meeting next Friday, 25th of February, at 11 a.m. You can only attend this closed meeting, okay, which we will later broadcast. It will be a closed meeting, and there will be hopefully about 15 garment workers, many more like Nilufar. An orphan will turn up, a disabled woman, a widower, and they are coming together next Friday, sponsored by LOVEDESH, because we managed to sell one of these T-shirts, and by sponsoring the LOVEDESH Rana Plaza Victims Group. I have a quarterly meeting with them, and in doing so, we are discussing on the agenda plans to bring out a glossy luxury magazine with them, partly on the editorial board. We are talking about the April anniversary and how to get Fashion Revolution Week cancelled and to prevent anyone doing any form of activity during April 20 every year. They're not allowed. And instead, we are renaming it I Remember 1136 and hashtag Shut Up for Rana Plaza. Now, on my YouTube, this is a very long session. I'm now going to go through one by one. In no particular order, some of you have been worse miscreants than others. And I'm going to kick off, right, with the ones who issued me with legal threats. Some were direct, some were indirect. And that this invitation, one by one, I'm going to zone in. So, firstly, let's see how far. I want you all to look at, Red Carpet Green Dress. Red Carpet Green Dress is a organization founded by Susie Cameron. Susie Cameron, who you can see in the photographs there, she is the wife of James Cameron, the Hollywood director, Oscar winner, who directed Titanic and Avatar. Now, James Cameron has had and we have no dispute with James Cameron, so please let me make that clear. However, my dispute with Susie Cameron goes back to 2020. And how? Let's now go and ask her, because here's what we want answers, Susie, and your chief executive, Samantha Pattinson, who is a black chief executive, and why I'm talking about the rise of Blownism. Black and brown people in positions of privilege and power who are trampling over members in their own community, and even if it's not in their own community, others who are destitute, deprived, or vulnerable, like the Rana Plaza. Samantha Pattinson, I believe, has got heritage from a nation in Africa, can't remember which one, but she's British. What Samantha Pattinson did in 2020 and how she threatened me and harassed me and sent me and others who she sent email about me to strangers attempting to destroy my reputation. Susie Cameron, whom you see here, all right, the founder. Susie Cameron has blocked me on Twitter, haven't you, Susie? And we're going to show proof of that, okay? You've blocked me on Twitter because when I go looking for Susie Cameron on Twitter, I can tell you now, so many of you in the fashion campaigning sector, you have blocked me. And why would that be? Okay, right? Why would that be? All right? Yeah? Because look, let's just go. Yeah? You used to block me. I don't know if that's you anymore, but I've got a screenshot, Susie. Luckily, I saved it because I think you're a bit worried now because I've been writing to the Oscars. And why? This bit is now a session about the Oscars on the March the 27th. Susie Cameron, the founder of Red Carpet Green Dress, Samantha Pattinson, her chief executive, and the actions taken by Nazma of Awaj Foundation, and eventually Shubhanath of Shubhanath Solicitors. And where is Shubhanath? Let's show your photograph. Yes, Shubhanath, because you weren't very happy, were you? There you are, Nath Solicitors. Why is it, Susie Cameron? These are just questions. I'm not going to say what's happened. Why is it, Susie Cameron, that in May 2020, while it was my birthday and I was ill and you knew I was disabled, you hired a British solicitor and attempted and issued me with correspondence to my mobile phone number, a PDF, via Shubhanath Solicitors, threatening to take me to court and accusing me of defamation? Why did you then block me from Twitter? Why did you ignore me when I wrote to you, Susie, and I said to you that you have come across, we believe, Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation? And who is she? Yes, she is Nazma. And in 2020, April, for the anniversary, for the first time, we were holding a memorial silence for the Rana Plaza victims. It's all on YouTube. If you go and have a look, it's all on YouTube, and we will have the link to that event in April 2020, when for the first time we involved the victims of Rana Plaza. Interestingly, nobody could find the time to attend. Everyone was too busy. The only people who wanted to attend was Samata from Red Carpet Green Dress. But when I found that I didn't have time and I suggested, could we do a follow-up because this memorial should involve the victims, Samata suddenly ran away and said she was too busy and that they've got another project going on. And I find it interesting that at the time I contacted Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation to ask her to front our campaign, because she claimed at the time, and I believed her, to help the Rana Plaza victims. So that's why there's videos of her fronting our campaign behind our backs. Do you know what Nazma Akter did? She actually dumped LOVEDESH'S, the Rana Plaza victims, and actually began to work with Shimmy Technologies to raise money for them, an American tech entrepreneur. She also suddenly, we found, was announced doing business with Red Carpet Green Dress. Now, I'd like to know the question, what proof can you give that until we involved Nazma Akter for our campaign called Shut Up for Rana Plaza in 2020, Susie, why is it your organisation, Red Carpet Green Dress, suddenly picked Nazma as a judge for a massive competition related to the Oscars in 2021? Why is it, Susie, that when your office promised that they would look into this and asked me to send details, you then blocked me on Twitter because I wrote complaining saying Nazma Akter is dodgy, she's corrupt, and she's actually trampled over the Rana Plaza victims? Okay? Yeah? Right? So that's Susie Cameron. It's a disgrace. So here's and read my lips. This is also going to the Oscars, because I believe we have the Oscars flying. Do we have the Oscars? We've got BAFTA here. Why is BAFTA? That's unrelated. Oh, we don't have the Oscars. I must add the Oscars, the Royal Academy Awards, on here. Because, of course, when I got the legal threat and I got a legal letter from Shubhanath, why have you been found going on Google and asking Google to take down information relating to your activity and trying to threaten LOVEDESH? Because we wrote to Susie Cameron, we wrote to Fairwear Foundation, we wrote to so many. We also even wrote to Apparel Insider. Yes, Brett, and we told you about the corruption, but apparently many journalists didn't find that they could actually report on the story. So again, when we started reaching out, we found that Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation was cleaning up. She was actually having huge advantage of having microphone, being interviewed by the press. But on the night before our campaign went out, I have an email where instead of supporting LOVEDESH and the direct garment workers, she actually supported Shimmy Technology, an American tech entrepreneur who'd already received funding, who had a GoFundMe page, and then immediately there was nothing mentioning the garment factors, but suddenly her funding campaign changed to show a picture of garment workers, and then suddenly decided to start giving money to Aisha Barenblatt. Honest to God, I feel like Carrie in Homeland. Yeah, it's such a viper's nest of who knows who's been doing what. Anyway, Alexander Constant, we then found out that your organisation had recommended Nazma to Red Carpet Green Dress, so we went to report Nazma's unethical, corrupt conduct. He ghosted us. We even contacted Andrew, I believe, who's the chair of your board of directors or trustees. He ghosted us after promising on the phone he'd investigate. It's so disgusting. We then spoke to, attempted to contact Aisha Barenblatt Remake. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested in this t-shirt. The only t-shirt, benefit t-shirt designed specifically for the victims of Rana Plaza. But let's see who else we invited. Orsola de Castro, I told you about this t-shirt in autumn 2019. I have here a LinkedIn message between you and I. And you reached out and I was like really polite and you were like, oh, Yasmin, that sounds incredible. But then you decided, Orsola, that you would keep me on file, okay? Because apparently, you know, what you're going to do is keep me on file. Now, I'm really pleased, yeah? But let's have a look, okay? I want you all to see the text message exchange, and I don't know how I'm going to do this on StreamYard, okay? But I want to stop sharing, and I don't know how I can show you this as proof of, oh, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you guys can see. This is a message between me and Orsola de Castro, yeah? And this is what Orsola says on September the 3rd, 2019 at 3:03 p.m. I write GMT. Orsola, I read your article about Extinction Rebellion and already contact them to say they are wrong to cancel London Fashion Week, hoping we can connect as Love Dish is due to go live with a campaign and would love your support. Orsola de Castro at 3:03 p.m. writes, send me info with a hand like this. I then write, what is your email? Thanks. Orsola sends her email address. I then write, thank you, lovely, and for your information, you are one of the early pioneers who got me thinking to do something. We never met, but know your voice carried and reached me. Cannot wait to show you what I've been doing alone for 10 years in Bangladesh. Orsola says, thank you, look forward to finding out more, XXX. I say, email has been sent, please feel free to call me. So I give her my mobile number and anything I can do to support Fashion Revolution, happy to do so. Orsola then says, received, but won't have time to look at this until early October. We'll feedback then. Straight away, I'm disappointed. Won't have time to look at this until early October. Here I am. I've told her I've done 10 years worth of work in Bangladesh. Yeah. She's created, and you and your founder, Orsola, have created Fashion Revolution Week on the backs of Bangladeshis. But what's your response at 11:14 a.m.? Received, but won't have time to look at this until early October. We'll feedback then. Then, Orsola, you write me another message at 4:49 p.m. Hi, Jasmine. When you write to women of color, please make an effort to get our names correct, okay? Because imagine if I called you Porsola, you wouldn't like it, right? These kind of mistakes don't happen deliberately. It's because it's white privilege, yeah? And it's classism, and it's some kind of thing where you look at me and I believe, and you made me feel that I'm less because I trust you. If my name had been, I don't know, Jane, you would have written it correctly, but you couldn't be bothered to even write my name correctly. Hi, Jasmine. I had a quick look at the YouTube. So you're admitting you've had a quick look. And many congratulations on your project. Unfortunately, we can't really endorse nor promote brands, so I can't see immediately how we could help or collaborate. Would you like me to connect you with our team in Bangladesh? I reply at 4:51 p.m. No, that's okay. We are mainstream and not in need of connecting with others out there for the moment. Smiley face. Orsola says, sorry, not sure what you mean by mainstream. Okay. Yeah, I know you wouldn't understand, Orsola, because you are, if you don't mind me saying so, racist. All right? You are classist and you are privileged white woman. How dare you say to me, not sure what you mean by mainstream? Because immediately you're like pigeonholing me and sending me to Bangladesh. I'm British. I was born and brought up in London. So I'm as British as you. So it's the equivalent of you directing, say, a white woman called Laura Fotherington Smith, who's running a sustainable fashion brand, and telling Laura, oh, let's imagine if you said, Laura, hi, Laura, I had a quick look at the YouTube and many congratulations on your project. Unfortunately, we can't really endorse nor promote brands, so I can't see immediately how we could help collaborate. Would you like me to connect you with our team in Bangladesh? You would be connecting Laura. Why did you connect me? It's because I'm brown. And as soon as you heard Bangladesh, you pigeonholed me. It's racist. You are racist, Orsola. And if you want to sue me, but that is my valid opinion, and you need to be cancelled, and you should not have anything. You should be cancelled for several years, in my opinion, because it's not just me. The Rana Plaza victims are coming to London, and they want to ask you, how dare you, and your founder. And the reason I choose you, Orsola, is because I reached out to you. Okay, would I have had a different experience with your co-founder? We'll never know, because now LoveDesh will never do business with Fashion Revolution unless it's on our terms. Okay, and you hand over definitely 11.36% of all your gross income since 2013, personal and professional. Yes, because you have got books You've got all kinds of things. We'll be getting auditors together, and we are asking for an independent audit of every single person who's profited from the misfortune and the Rana Plaza incident. Then when you've said, sorry, not sure what you mean by mainstream, because I'm like, I'm in London. I'm a British luxury brand. You would have seen that in my YouTube. And what is the video that you claim to have seen? Shall I tell you? I sent you an email, and I'm sure I sent you the LOVEDESH t-shirt video. And in that t-shirt video, it makes it clear we're a British luxury brand. So what this is invisible racism, okay? So let's go back. What else did you say? I then reply at 4:52 p.m., okay? Well, we tend to find people point us towards Bangladesh when we are British and mission is mainstream movement. I then follow up and say, but so appreciate you getting in touch, and it is London Fashion Week. The issue we have here is there is a real lack of voice and diversity, and we are seeking assistance networking, but Fashion Revolution, I know, exists as a platform, hence why I connected. Or solo at 4:55 p.m. on September the 3rd, 2019 says, despite being told that I've made a fashion t-shirt, the only one in the world, 100% cotton, organic, endorsed by victims of Rana Plaza, stitched by victims, it's now available, it's now in my hands, in London, it's during London Fashion Week, I'm asking her, can you help me get the message out? Being very polite, this is what she says. This is what you said, Osola. This is what you said, Osola de Castro. I apologize, I can't help in this instance, but I will keep you on my file, and if something is of interest, I will connect you. Please keep in touch. All the best, XXX. I wrote back, sure, thanks, XXX. Osola, you then wrote, no problem, good luck. Good luck. This is what white racists say to women of color who they feel threatened by. Good luck. No, it's not luck I need. It's not luck I need, Osola. Because you know what the worst thing is? I also wrote to Fashion Revolution last year, I believe. And again, I wrote to you saying, don't do Fashion Revolution Week. It needs to be cancelled. It's an insult. It's colonialist for white people to be taking the microphone, arranging a platform, renaming it, when I know you would never dare to do this to the victims of the Ariana Grande, Manchester Arena bombing attack victims, as well as the gun shooting victims. Can you imagine, Osola, you in Fashion Revolution Week, in the week when there was that shooting and of those terrible tragedy where young school children were shot and killed, you coming in and saying, we're going to call it Gun Revolution Week. And you don't even involve any of the victims. Imagine you getting involved with the victims of the trauma and the incident at Ariana Grande's concert, and rather than involving them, asking them, you suddenly call that week when it happened. Yeah? Right? Anti-terrorism after your organization, Revolution Week, because we're called Anti-Revolution. I don't know if I'm getting through to you, Osola. I don't know if I'm getting through to you. Yeah? But the worst thing is I got ghosted. You seem to think this is going to catch up with you because you do know you're utterly cancelled. You do know that anyone who continues to work with LOVEDESH, work with Fashion Revolution, we are taking a list and we are giving it to the garment workers, and anyone either choosing to take money, be paid money, to advertise, to promote, to publish, to feature Fashion Revolution and all of the other fashion charities, you will then go into LOVEDESH Hall of Horrors. It's enough of exploiting. You will become complicit in another form of modern day slavery. And do you know what that is? It's the worst. It's victim modern day slavery, where you take advantage of those who've been victims of being modern day slaves, not once, but several times. And the fact that you've been working, many of you, with Nazma Foundation, right? Awaj Foundation, okay? But look at that. Here's the message. Oh no, look. I've already got a screen recording. Don't run away from this, Osola. Yeah? So that's Osola. So Osola, you are invited next Friday, 25th of November. Yeah, each of you will have to pay £113. But I forgot to add, those of you who've done Sirius, your ticket will be £336.36. I'm really sorry, okay? Because you've been making profit, all right? So if you're a founder, your ticket is £336, all right? If they're a worker, staff member of an NGO, fashion charity, their tickets are £113. So Osola, let us know. Are you turning up next Friday, 25th of February at 11 a.m? Because the reason why staying quiet is we want London Fashion Week to play out. I'm not going to sabotage it because there's lots of designers who put in their hard work this weekend, and I don't want it to be. But what I do want is everyone to know that for London Fashion Week tomorrow, this is an announcement from LOVEDESH that we are taking down some of the biggest names in fashion charity, fashion campaigning, and fast fashion. Because I'm coming on to Pretty Little Thing and Boohoo. The next person I want to talk about, because we're picking off the people who've done the worst things ever to LOVEDESH, okay? And I do have a disability, and I don't care if you laugh at me, because what you've done is you traumatized me, because not only that, yeah, you owe LOVEDESH damages, yeah? Right? So let's have a look. How many people are there? There's so many people who are dodgy. There's so many people. And I am calling it dodgy. I do. I don't care. I don't care. And I've got my TikTok audience listening to me, and they are witnesses to what I'm going through, okay? And this is a long, long, long. Let's go next to the Hall of Horrors. Who's next? Yeah? Oh, look. Let's have a look. Yeah? We now have, okay, in the Hall of Horrors, yeah? Who should we go to next? We obviously have Nazma. Nazma Akter, you abandoned and screwed and exploited and trampled over and actually used LOVEDESH, Rana Plaza victims, to front our human rights campaign in 2020 during COVID, when you know garment workers were suffering. You fronted and we let you be interviewed, be part of our panel discussion on the 8th anniversary, where for the first time victims came to talk about it and we held a 1 minute silence. Guess what you did, Nazma, the night before, on the 23rd of April? I've got an email where I see you doing an email and you're promoting a tech entrepreneur's business, GoFundMe, which at the time was raising money for themselves. You're so disgusting, Nazma. And here's the thing, Nazma, you're in trouble, and I tried to protect you. We did not want you to go public or what you've done, because I am urging everyone, আমি বাংলায় কথা বলি, কেউ নাজমাকে দুঃখ দিবে না, খবরদার। এটা LOVEDESH Rana Plaza victim group কখনো চাই না, আমরা ভদ্রভাবে থাকবো। The problem is, we know, and the reason why we've kept it quiet for 2 years is I'm scared for you, because there's some nutters out there in Bangladesh, and if they know that you've hurt victims of Rana Plaza, they will hate you, because there's one thing you don't do, and in the Bangladeshi mentality, it's in any, you don't screw over the poorest, you don't screw over your own people, and you certainly don't go and line the pockets of white, rich, foreign entrepreneurs and famous people in fashion. But you've been doing that, Nazma. So Nazma, can you let me know, are you attending, right? Because your ticket can be £113.36. I'm sure you've got the money, Nazma, because you get paid loads of money. You're in connection with Awaj Foundation, with Clean Clothes, with Remake Our World, with Fairwear Foundation, I'm sure with Fashion Revolution. You've got Aisha Barman-Blatt, all of them. You've got Shimmy Technology, okay? So let us know, Nazma, you're being invited next Friday. Clean Clothes campaign, you didn't respond to me. You're really dodgy. You need to let us know who is going to turn up next Friday, okay? Because if I don't get your responses, I'll just say you declined. If you ghost us, it's a decline, okay? Any of you. Common Objective, Tamsin Lejeune, I invited you to the silence in 2020. You said you were too busy. You then had the audacity to say you could help if I actually created a profile on your platform. And you've been bringing in loads of money, Tamsin. It's so dodgy. It's so dodgy. Tamsin, you know what? Common Objective. No, 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 no. So Tamsin, your ticket is £336. Let us know. Next Friday, you turning up at 11 a.m. Personal invite. Because Tamsin, you let me down. You let LOVEDESH, you let Rana Plaza victims. And I wrote to you, and I've got copies of those emails, and you ghosted us. Because we know all of you are making loads of money. Loads of money by talking about Rana Plaza and how much you care. And oh, it's so sad. But how is it that none of you? So we are all meeting for the first time next Friday. I just want you to say a quick hello, and you will come and see how I've been running and mentoring the victims and garment workers. And I expect you all to get ready for a showdown in London, and there will be a raffle. Members of my regular TikTok fam will be invited for free to come and join us, right, to help adjudicate, okay? Because I don't need lawyers and accountants. I just need good principled people. At the end of the day, there's juries actually being drawn from ordinary people, and they make a decision if somebody should go to prison or not. So I don't see why my TikTok fam, right, can't come along. And yeah, we're going to invite children. Yeah, so what? With their parents. If a child is interested in helping the garment workers, they can be there in that audit, okay? So next Friday, come along. We've got here, who else has done really bad stuff? Red carpet, green dress, yeah? Susie Cameron, you are definitely, we are asking to be cancelled and removed from the Oscars on the 27th of March. You have for years got a contract, and I want to now ask, how did you get that contract? Did your husband, James Cameron, who's an Oscar winner, help you get that contract? Why is it that the Oscars didn't write back to us and ghosted us? Why is it, Susie Cameron, you hired in 2020 when I reported to you that Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation, who has all these little deals with foreign fast fashion brands and charities, is corrupt, is dodgy, and is fleecing? Yeah, and using and doesn't help the garment workers. Why did you ghost me? Why did you not respond to me? Why did you block me on Twitter? And why did you then hire Shubhanath? Here she is. There you are, Shubhanath. Don't feel shy, Shubha. Oh, yeah, because it's brownism. White women use brown and black people now to hide behind while they use them as puppets on strings, yeah? And do you think I'm scared of you guys coming after me? Come after me if you think I've done defamation. I dare you to take me, because the LOVEDESH'S Rana Plaza victims have already said that they will stand and they will be witnesses, yeah? I dare any of you to take me to court for defamation, because everything I'm saying is true and I've got evidence. So Shubhanath and Susie Cameron and Samantha Pattinson, yeah? Right? All three of you, you're invited next Friday on the 25th of February. Tickets will be available. £336, all three of you will have to pay. Okay, £336.63 to attend and listen, yeah, as we attempt to organise the garment workers coming to London because they want to have answers of why you sabotaged our human rights campaign. You protected a dodgy, corrupt charity campaigner called Nazma Akter, and why you did not help and assist. And since those years, you all have continued to profiteer, right? The next invite is going to Aisha Barenblatt. Oh, Aisha Barenblatt. Yeah, you who have, I believe, South Asian heritage, possibly, or is it Arab? I don't know. Do you know what? It's the rise of Blaunism, B-L-A-O, Blaunism, W-N-I-Z-M, the black and brown people who actually have British or American or European passports, and then they are in white mainstream. And because they're so desperate, they start actually trampling over people that they claim to care for. So that's on one level. Your color shouldn't matter. So you're as bad as them. But secondly, you have heritage. You should understand, because I'm sure at some point your father or your ancestors were immigrants into America, wherever it is. You look pretty rich to me. Why have you blocked me? And why is it when I complained about your activities and how I found Remake Our World really dodgy, you dodgy Aisha, you blocked me. You then, I want to turn around and say £336.63 ticket. You need to buy, Aisha. Feel free. It's an invitation to all of you. I'm not saying it. You can decline or you can ghost me, right? But we will publish who said yes or no, okay? So that's £336.63. Jasmine Malik Chua, you are a dodgy journalist and you need to be cancelled, like the rest of the people I'm going through. Sourcing Journal, you refuse to attend and you've been busy hanging out with all the fashion charities and NGOs and campaigners who are raising money, and you make, I believe, a lot of money on the side by being connected with them and going along and promoting them, yeah? You have a conflict of interest. I came to you and I told you how the fashion charity and campaigners and many of the big organizations are dodgy. You then ended up blocking me. Jasmine Malik, you are not integrity-led. You are a dodgy journalist and you are corrupt, like many of the others in the fashion campaigning sector. And you went hysterical. Well, here's the thing. Jasmine, you'd need to pay £336.36. I don't care whether it's from your personal whatever. You are being invited. And we want to ask you, why did you not report on the corruption when I came to you with evidence? Why did you not talk to me? Why did you block me? And why is it when I wrote to your bosses, your executive director, editorial panel, they ghosted me? Yes, Sourcing Journal. So you're all invited, okay? This is exhausting. Harry Weghorst, who's now left, I think, Lensing and Tencel, you claim you've made a really kind, ethical, sustainable textile, which was then used in that competition that Susie Cameron of Red Carpet Dream Dress, Samantha Pattinson, worked with you in 2021 to bring some designers who would then use your fabrics and get celebrities dressed on the red carpet at Oscar in a sustainable way. Tencel and Lensing, yeah? Do you know what? I'm going to change the price, especially if you're $1 billion, $1 million. I think you should be paying £1,136 for the tickets. Yeah, corporates. Yeah, corporates, your ticket is £1,136. If you're a luxury brand or a corporate or a fast fashion brand, the ticket is £1,136. Come on, it's tax deductible. All right. Tencel and Lensing, you're being invited because you are complicit in destroying and damaging the I Remember 1136 human rights campaign that I launched in 2020. You see, right? Look at the stress you put me through. Okay. Lauren B. Fay, you're so dodgy because in 2020 you were hosting an event talking during Fashion Revolution Week how you can help garment workers. When I reached out to you and I asked you, please, can you feature them? Please, can you help us? Please, can you give voice? You ghosted us. You said you would look into it, but you ghosted us. Lauren B. Fay, you can pay £336, £363.63 because you are a founder. Anyone who's a founder, you pay the 300 mark above. Anyone who's a corporate and fast or luxury brand, you pay 1,136. Lauren B. Fay, you are being invited. Okay. Sarah Crassley, I haven't reached out to you directly, to be fair, but I think you know what's happening. All right. Now, I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not accusing you of anything publicly yet, but Sarah Crassley, you are being invited 25th of April to face garment workers from Rana Plaza and your involvement with Awaj Foundation and Remake Our World, Aisha Barenblatt. And I'm going to ask you this question, Sarah Crassley of Shimmy Technologies. You're a tech entrepreneur who'd raised a lot of funding in the first and I think second round from seed funders, from venture capitalists, I believe. Sarah Crassley, why did you change your GoFundMe page on the eve of the Rana Plaza factory collapse in 2020? Because when I saw it before 24th of April 2020, you were raising money for your organization to digitize, and you claim that you want to help garment workers. No, you're just part of the problem, Sarah Crassley. Your solution isn't helping garment workers and isn't protecting people and planet, because all you're doing is providing faster, more efficient ways to actually produce fast fashion. Yeah? You're using automation, you're using AI, whatever you're using. Sarah Crassley, I invite you 25th of November at 11 a.m. GMT. You will need to pay 336. No, actually, you're an entrepreneur. You're going to have to pay like the corporates. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to pay 1,136. We are inviting you. Ghost us, decline it. You said no, okay? Because you have deserved to have a right of reply. The question is, you did change your GoFundMe. Do you know why, Sarah? Because I've got correspondence between me and GoFundMe saying, look at Sarah, why do you allow people to change their GoFundMe campaign without advising of the changes made? Because 1 minute you were raising money for yourself. The minute we used Nazma, and I didn't realize you were connected to Nazma because she stupidly sent out an email the night before our human rights campaign and our 1 minute silence the next day on 24th of April saying, oh, and you can contribute to this GoFundMe. Yeah. And it happened to be yours, not ours. Not ours. Not ours, Sarah. Yeah. Nazma ditched LOVEDESH'S Rana Plaza Victims Group and LOVEDESH and our human rights and the kindest t-shirt made by victims of Rana Plaza to go and line your pocket. And then I noticed straight away you were raising funds. Suddenly you switched from raising funds for your organization to suddenly raising funds for garment workers. And there's the pictures. And this is what you do, Sarah. You just take pictures of some women and you shove it onto your GoFundMe page. And you were like, I'm raising money for garment workers. It's really sad now. Yeah. Why didn't you do it? Because guess what? We've got proof because we've asked GoFundMe. And we are now inviting GoFundMe to give answers and to meet because the LOVEDESH Rana Plaza victims want to meet with GoFundMe, the CEO, because in America, I approached you in 2020 and I complained to GoFundMe and they said they'd look at it. And guess what? I believe your foundation or your funding has stopped now, Shimmy Technology. So if I go and look it up, yeah, let me just stop sharing because this is very complicated, yeah? And I will take answers and questions, yeah? So let's look at Shimmy. You've got to be a detective. Honestly, it's like being Carrie in Homeland, yeah? You have to be Shimmy Technology and GoFundMe because at the end of the day, GoFundMe. Oh, look at that. Hang on. Shimmy Technology. Hang on, let me just check. Shimmy. Yeah, Shimmy Tech. I wonder if you've removed it. I hope not. Why have you gone? How dodgy. Look at that. Look at that. It's rubbish like this that they keep doing. Yeah? Look at that. Sustainable Manufacturing Dynamics, a terror society on Clubhouse in conversation with, look at you, Sarah, coming and talking on behalf of the, let's show this screen. I'm so angry. Look at you, Sarah, talking, right, on behalf of people on Bangladesh. You have no right, Sarah, okay? You have no right, yeah? Let's have a look. But I find it interesting that you're funding. Here we are. I don't know who these people are. Nina Rappaport, Reggie Canal, bless you. Bill Mountain, you've got Yuli Tang, Roland. I've not had any connection with them. And that was on Thursday, June the 10th. Yeah. Everybody Shimmy is your TikTok. Yeah. Let's have a look. Sustainable Manufacturing Dynamics. But notice how there's no brown person. Notice how there's no. It's so racist. It's so colonialist. Yeah. Let's now just have a look. Okay. At your Twitter account. Yeah. All right. Look at that. It's hilarious. You're sharing Black history. Yeah. Clean clothes, by the way. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah. Uniqlo, all of that. Oh dear. Okay. I'm going off. Right. Let's go to Shimmy Technology. Yeah. It's very disturbing, Shimmy Technologies. Where is that GoFundMe campaign that you had? Where is your GoFundMe? Because I'm sure it was GoFundMe. Yeah? Shimmy Tech was raising money, right? So now I'm going to see. Hang on, just bear with me. I'm really sorry. I know, it's like you have to be mad. I'd go mad. I don't know how I'm surviving this. I don't know how. I need to go and find my email to Shimmy, to Nazmin, okay? To Nazma, okay? So just bear with me. I've stopped sharing. Yeah? Let's have a look. Shimmy. Let's look at Nazma. Where is that? Because I will find it to show people, right? Oh, look at that. New York Fashion Act. Okay? Let's have a look. All right, so let me just have a look. Nazma Akter. Okay, Nazma Akter. Oh, look at that. Look at that, everyone. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my God. I can't believe. How do I just show this full? Hang on. View. Do you know what? I know I have to find. But look at this, yeah? I wish I could show you all. How do I show you this? The legal threat I got. So the next person, I'm going to move away from Awaj Foundation. I'm going to find that GoFundMe link, and all the links will be in the YouTube. Okay? So please look for the links in the body of the text, all right? There's 78 of you, okay? Right? I'm so sorry, right? Are there any moderators here? Because here's the thing, right? Moderators, where are you? Moderators. Right? Okay. Right, where are the moderators? No, don't donate, just buy. There's somebody, right? Look at that, right? How dare you? But that's okay. That's okay. We're recording because I'm so busy and I'm sweating and I've got disability, and you're sitting there and saying £36 for a piece of ribbon. How dare you? Yeah? It's scum, but I'm glad we're recording this so we can see who you are, because you're the probably person who'll probably go crazy over Gucci or Chanel. But the fact that this was made by garment workers and to benefit and protect and fund good projects, you don't want to do that. Shut up and sit back down, because we are going to call out people like you, okay? You don't like it, get out of my way, all right? Do you think I've got time to waste with disgusting people like you? Because all you want is cheap. 160 million children are working around the world right now. Stupid idiot. I do get angry because you know what? Nobody's asking you to buy. I'm not putting a gun to your head, and I bless you. So just be careful, okay? Just get rid of these people who are sitting there bitching about the fact that, oh, it's just a piece of ribbon. Yeah? Oh, donate. Do not donate. Buy, because we don't like to take donations. We want you to get something and spread the word, all right? Sorry, darling, okay? I'm trying to view. See? Hide tab bar. How do I get this message to be full? I don't even know how to show you. Listen to this. Let's move to, okay, Awaj Foundation, okay? Stuff it, I can't share. And I need a tech team to do this properly, okay? Nazma and Shimmy Technologies, I will drop the link where we see your GoFundMe. And apologies, I'm sure it's GoFundMe. And then I will show, hopefully, in a blog evidence, because I'm just going to take screenshots and I'm going to show you of the correspondence with GoFundMe when I said, GoFundMe, I have a complaint. GoFundMe, why do you allow people to raise money but then switch it? Do you think, can I just ask TikTok? Can I ask you a question? If somebody goes on GoFundMe and say they're planning to raise money for X, and then suddenly in the same campaign that they've raised money for, they suddenly switch to say, we're now raising money for orphans. So at first they were raising money for themselves and their company, but they then switch the GoFundMe, campaign so that it benefits charity. Do you not think you should be allowed and told that they've switched the cause? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you know what GoFundMe told me? I have to go to and report to the police. And also, the most they can do is they'll look into it. Do you know how long it took me? First of all, they ghosted me. Then GoFundMe turned around and said, oh, well, and they didn't answer me. So guess what? We want every penny, because if we can prove, right, that Nazma Akter was helping our human rights campaign, but the night before, she dumped our charity cause, to sell this t-shirt during COVID and instead went to line the pocket of a tech entrepreneur who then must have watched, we believe, Shimmy, Sarah, you found out about our panel, okay? And that's why I think I could really do with help with TikTok, because I've got a disability. I don't know if I'm making sense. I feel going crazy of how we've been exploited and how these poor garment workers, and one garment worker had a child in hospital at the time crying. And I've got pictures of her body. She was all inflated. They all knew all about this and they still did it. The next day, Nazma, night before our event, we did it. We were the first. Nobody was doing anything. We were the first to start raising money for garment workers, okay? We were the first, yeah? As soon as they saw our idea, suddenly the night before, my human rights campaign was to launch. On that day, 24th of April 2020, Nazma sends out an email copying the link to Shimmy Technology, who when I checked, because I didn't know, it was that night, I looked and I saw they were raising money. But over the next few days, guess what Shimmy Technology did? Switched the cause and campaign and said, we're helping garment workers now, okay? Right? Sarah Crassley, we want answers. You have a right to reply. I'm not accusing you of anything, okay? And I'm thinking that maybe you might have been taken advantage of. I don't know if Nazma came to you and she told you all kinds of things. But here's the thing. You should never jump into bed with someone. My question is, why did you all not know about the human rights and the first ever memorial held for the victims of Rana Plaza? And why is it none of you could turn up? Why is it Nazma? Nazma must have surely. Did she tell you about I Remember 1136 campaign and the 1 minute silence the next day? Why didn't you all come to that? Why didn't Nazma? So I'm really sorry. If that is found and we can provide evidence, we really want all the money from the GoFundMe campaign. Yeah, we do. From your GoFundMe, Shimmy, we want all that money to LOVEDESH, okay? All right? Because any plot we claw back, yeah, any pot that LOVEDESH claws back, minimum 11.36 will be given and donated to the LOVEDESH Rana Plaza Victims Fund, okay? All right? Because they deserve it. They deserve some money. Who else have we got? So that was Sarah Crassley, but I now want to turn around and I'm going to tell you about what LOVEDESH'S Foundation did. Whoa. Oh, Leslie Johnson, the chief executive of LOVEDESH'S Foundation. Can you see my sweat? Because I'm being triggered and remembering of the way. Okay. Right? Yeah, I accept zakat. I accept zakat. Thank you. Zakat 100%. Listen, can we look after the zakat person? Yeah, zakat, and we will forward it. We will just forward it. Okay. We will just forward it. Okay. All right. We will forward it. We will forward it. We will forward it. Forward it. Okay. Because we will mark it as a charitable donation. Okay. Please know 100%. And we're quite happy to get you in touch with the beneficiaries. All right. And we will have an appointment with you. Because if you're sending all your zakat, you can have a one-to-one with us. This is how it's going to be. Okay. You may even be able to see, but we will never show your face or your identity because we don't need them coming after you. All right. Link in bios. Okay. Let me just go. Right. Because this is very important. We've got 1 week to raise hopefully £1 million, because soon, if they get cancelled, they'll all be scrambling to give us money, right? Okay, here we go. Hall of Horrors. Okay. I've not eaten any breakfast, nothing, but Allah keeps me going. God, I don't want to get religious, but honestly, my angels, right? And look at me, okay? I'm sweating because I'm being triggered, because I suffered and I cried and I couldn't sleep and I couldn't get out of bed, because while I was fighting them, my family were also taking me down. All right. That's why I know I'm going to the Oscars. I'm going to the Oscars. Manifest. I am going to the Oscars March the 27th with some of my garment workers, and we're going to dress some people on the red carpet. Okay. That is what we want. We would preferably, our idea is Zendaya. We want Zendaya, right? We want to dress at least one of the nominees in the Best British Actress category. Okay. And we want Susie Cameron cancelled. All right. Now, let's look at LOVEDESH'S Foundation. Who is LOVEDESH'S Foundation? Can you all see there? Leslie, grinning away. Leslie Johnson is the chief executive of LOVEDESH'S Foundation. They are one of the biggest, richest charities. And they claim to be doing work in Bangladesh. But do you know who they're really connected to? They are actually, you know, CNA and the family that own is a very rich, high net worth family in Europe. They have created a foundation. It's called LOVEDESH'S Foundation. And here she is, the LOVEDESH'S Foundation chief executive. Can I read out a letter she wrote to me? Okay. Right. Let me tell you what Leslie Johnson. So Leslie Johnson, you will have to pay £1,136 63 pence for a ticket next Friday. We're inviting you to address our concerns and meet us to establish whether or not you're going to resolve this to our satisfaction. But Leslie, here's an email that you sent, Leslie, okay, on 8th of October 2020, after I attempted to also report that Nazma Akter, because so many of them work with this dodgy, corrupt fashion charity campaigner, Nazma Akter of Awaj Foundation. I wrote to Julia, right? Are you ready? All this transcript will come, okay? Yeah? I'm just going to put it all out. I'm going to put it all out tonight. All the transcripts are coming up, okay? So don't worry, okay? Yeah, no, it's so complex, right? And I've got disability, and I know I'm going to have chest pains afterwards. But if I don't get the story out, no, you're not going to be hear the stories of what they got done, what happened to these disabled, these orphans, okay? Right? Everything. And then what I'd like is some volunteers or whatever, but that's why we don't really take volunteers. I'm doing it all myself because I don't think it's ethical to take volunteer help, okay? Zakat goes 100% to them. Buy a Love Dish product so I can hire a team. Please, just buy a product. We don't want your donation because I don't want to take your money. There's products you can buy. We've got jewelry. We've got my beauty book. Yeah, buy this, link in bio. It's £16, right? If we were to sell 8,000 of these, that's immediate money, right? I sell this beauty book because I'm 51, right? I sound crazy, yeah? But I'm not, I promise you. I'm exhausted because I don't like taking money. I'm ethical. We're protecting people on the planet. Why would we take money from you broke people? We're a luxury brand. We want to sell to the richest people who are like spending, 50,000 on a handbag. Yeah. So this is £16. You can buy a ticket to next Friday's meeting for £11.36. Yeah. Or you can buy what else? I've got a family summit happening. Okay. Now, let me tell you, Loudie's Foundation. I reported Nazma Akter because I know they work with her. And I said, she's hurting the victims of Rana Plaza. I haven't got a drink. Amber! I haven't got, look, I'm drinking cold tea. Oh. I haven't eaten. But you don't understand. Nilufar was waiting. She's been waiting 8 months. And do you see her grin when she was able to sell her story of exploitation and being a whistleblower? She went off with a grin. And I heard her husband in the background and was trying to help her. She's disabled. If she can do it. I haven't eaten, but I will. I reported Nazma Akter. Do you remember the dodgy woman at Awaj Foundation who's been lining the pockets of all the rich white fashion charities and entrepreneurs who use and mine trauma of garment workers or claim to be sustainable, all right? I'm now going to tell you this email, and then you're going to look at the transcript, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm not going to show you, because there's about, I don't know how many emails, about 8, 9 in the email trail between her and I. She's the chief executive of LOVEDESH'S Foundation. They get millions. On 8th of October 2020, this is what she wrote to me after I'd complained and said to her, yeah? Are you ready? Look at the threat. This is an indirect threat she's given me. 8th of October 2020 at 18:37, Leslie Johnson, this is what she writes, the chief executive of LOVEDESH'S Foundation. And LOVEDESH'S Foundation, who are they? Because, because all of them. We're going to do Nadia Hussein as well. LOVEDESH'S Foundation, look, the dual crisis of inequality and climate change call for urgent, bold action. We are joining the movement to find new approaches to redefine and redistribute value for the good of all. And they have something called fashion. And look, real-time learning loop. Do you think one day everyone will wear clothes made from waste? Yeah. But who is LOVEDESH'S Foundation? Who are they? Who we are? Oh, they are part of the Brennan Maya family enterprise. Listen to me. Let's just stay on LOVEDESH'S Foundation. LOVEDESH'S Foundation is a charity here to challenge and inspire industry to harness its power for good. Well, why is its chief executive covering up a corrupt charity campaigner? As part of the Brennan Maya family enterprise, they're a very rich, wealthy family, we build on 6 generations of entrepreneurship and philanthropy and stand alongside the Kofra businesses and the family's other private philanthropic activities. LOVEDESH'S Foundation is the charity arm of a private high net worth family called the Brankenmeyer. And just to be clear, I've had no contact with them. I've attempted to contact some of the people working for them, but I got ghosted. But I've had no criticism to date of the Brenikmeyer family, because I think they'll be horrified when they find out what happened to me, to Lovedesh, and how their chief executive, who should be sacked, yeah? The Kofra businesses that this family control, are you ready? Because wait, just so you understand, purpose-driven, performance-driven purpose, yeah? So what do they drive? They've got CNA, they've got Briegel, they've got Sunrock, right? Okay? They've got all these organizations, but CNA is a fast fashion company, all right? Feel good fashion for the family. CNA, the founding business of Kofra, established in 1841. This is a very rich family. So Loudish Foundation is their charity arm, okay? Where they try and do social, because this is what they do. They make profit, but then they set up a foundation, okay? This is not about PLT, Loudish Foundation. Now let me tell you what the CEO of this rich family's charity foundation wrote to me on 8th of October. Are you ready? Dear Yasmin, okay, let me see if people can see my face, okay? This is what Leslie Johnson wrote to me, this chief executive of Loudish Foundation, who's supposed to be doing good. Dear Yasmin, in response to your recent correspondence, me complaining about Nazma Akter, Awaj Foundation, how corrupt she is, and how she's trampled over garment workers and is dodgy, we would like to assure you once again that we have found no evidence of any wrongdoing. The allegations you have made about Awaj Foundation are very serious, yet you have not provided any evidence to substantiate them. In that context, we ask you to ensure that you do not make false statements regarding the Loudish Foundation's handling of this matter. If you do not comply with that request, we will have to consider our legal options. We hope, however, that it does not come to this, and you are satisfied that we have taken your claim seriously. Sincerely, Leslie. Here's my message to you, Leslie Johnson. You are corrupt, you are dodgy, you are unethical. You, and I told you I had evidence, but notice how you shut me down and instead are more concerned, because I'm going to publish now the entire transcript between you and me, where for months I was saying, help, help, SOS. Something and somebody is so dodgy and you're all working with a dodgy, corrupt person and they're taking money from innocent people, right? Innocent, the global public, and hello, you all need to wake up and you need to stop this person. Help me. I'm a whistleblower. What did you do? You, Leslie Johnson, attempt to intimidate me, yeah? And basically, do you know what I was thinking? Screw you, seriously, because I've gone point the past of being polite, and I will no longer be a woman of color who needs to be, because if you saw the email messages, dear Leslie, blah, 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 I've been good little girl, okay? I've been little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, yeah, eating her curd and whey, all right? But because you've gone so far and you are so corrupt, Leslie Johnson, and if you want to sue me, I know the Brenikmeyer family need to see the evidence. And the question they will ask you is, here's what you all need to know. When a charity gets complaint, they don't let anyone know. They can brush it under the carpet. So none of you know what kind of dodginess a charity does. I promise to God, because the CEO just hides it. And that's what she's done here, right? Because I love the letter to whet your appetite to read this, yeah? When you read this, yeah? Because let me tell you, because she responded, and on the opening, she responded to an email I'd sent her on the 29th of September, 2020, which says, hi, Miss Johnson, we need to chat as Lovedesh is due to publish its report on ethical fashion, including our review of Loudish Foundation. You are wrong to write as you did below. No mention of what you did and just dismissed it, and I'm very shocked. Yeah? Sadly, I'm now submitting a complaint to your board, who I think are the descendants of the Brenikmeyer family at Kofra. I've also written to the CEO of Kofra. We have evidence that Loudish Foundation operated and was complicit in being deeply unethical, also colonialist. After I reported concerns about your Bangladesh projects, I also have the backing of Rana Plaza survivors. Just a preview of the email. What was her response to this email, telling her all the evidence? I repeat. Yet, the allegations, she's writing to me, I repeat, the allegations you have made about Awaj Foundation are very serious, yet you have not provided any evidence to substantiate them. In that context, we ask you to ensure that you do not make false statements regarding the Loudish Foundation's handling of this matter. If you do not comply with that request, we will have to consider our legal options. Now, many of you, If you get evidence or someone's coming to you saying that someone in your organization is working with someone who's quite corrupt, would you send an email threatening me with legal threat? Would you? Would you? Would you? Is that the email that a CEO sends? Because her salary will be huge. Would you? Because do you know how corruption works? She knew she's been caught out. She's got to shut this down. So Leslie, we want £1,136. We are inviting you. Not one. We are inviting you, Leslie. It's not, you know, because I'm not having, because I've had people accuse me saying, oh, Yasmin's trying to blackmail us. No, you're free to decline. Yeah? Leslie Johnson of Awaj Foundation and Kofra. Yeah? I want the Brenkenmeyer family next Friday. Clear your diaries. Nothing more important. Yeah? Because we hope that you're all going to get cancelled. Not the Brenkenmeyer family, Leslie Johnson. Because it is often organizations get corrupt at the hands of individuals. They have very good intentions. They may even want to really care. They want to make money. That's fine. But these people don't realize they're putting very inept, disgusting, disgraceful, unethical, corrupt people into positions of power in philanthropy and charity. That is why I'm going to explain to you why you're better off with the private sector, because so much of charity is corrupt today. All right. And if there's one thing I'd say, stop giving to charity. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You are better off giving and buying food for the homeless or calling up and saying, I've booked your hotel room. For God's sake, okay? Online, you can do that now, all right? You can have an arrangement. There's loads of things that LoveDish is going to do, because we're going to have a charity arm, which is, you know what, Yasmin? I don't want to buy, but what you don't understand is, in a way, it's got to be sustainable. So there's a new way forward. And this is why we're such a threat, because we're saying, why do you need charity? You give charity in situations like medical, refugee, DC. But why would you need, when there's products you can buy, so you get something out of it, and that you don't need to give charity? Yeah? Why do you need to give charity anymore? Why don't you just buy? Because social enterprise is that. We create goods for you to buy, and by the profit goes back into charitable endeavors. That's what a social enterprise is. Yeah? It's a mix between a private company and a charity. You're doing good. Yeah? Does that make sense? But some of you are brainwashed. Charity. And they're all paid. They're paid. They're paid to pass on the funds. They're paid to do the work. Leslie Johnson or anyone working in charity is not an angel, because they're paid. Remember, they are paid. They are not doing it for free. Yeah? We need to now redefine charity as charity business. That's the name they should be known as, charity business. They're in the business of charity, yeah? You cannot compare little old Auntie Ethel, who's making cakes, yeah? Baking them and then going selling it at the local school fete, yeah? To take all the money and go and give it to a charity. She's a charity worker. She's volunteered. She's paid for the ingredients, yeah? But charity businesses, they get paid. They take money for free. Just donations. They don't give anything back. They give no reports. They give no contact. You don't know what they've done with the money. Yeah. It's so dodgy and corrupt. And that's why charities hate me. Charities hate me. Charity founders, they get really angry because do you know why? For decades, they've enjoyed the angel effect and like, oh, you work in charity, and they get, you know, awards and, oh, this charity's doing this. Why don't they just turn around and say, well, yeah, but I get paid for it. I get paid to do this charity. Okay. I'm not doing it for free. At the end of the day, people give me money, my organization, for free, yeah, just because of the cause, and we then spend it so we can work and earn a salary. I have no problem them earning a salary, but don't call yourself charity. You're a charity business. You're in the business of freaking charity, and you're taking often, because it's always the poorest who are funding these charity cases, okay? Yeah? They're very well paid, yeah? Because you know what they say? Oh, but we get someone really talented and we have to pay them CEO salary, because if we didn't, they wouldn't be able to raise the money. Leslie, I'm publishing the transcript between me and you tonight. And Friday, 25th of February, 11 a.m., the link will be on. We will be issuing out the link where everyone can book tickets. Members of the public, you can book tickets for £11, because whether they turn up or not, the LoveDesh Rana Plaza victims, thanks to the purchase of one of these VIP packages for £382, we are able to send that money to sponsor the LoveDesh Rana Plaza victims meeting, to be fed and to actually come and have a quarterly meeting. And we also give them a stipend for attending, because that's how we do business. All right. So that's Leslie Johnson. This is turning into a huge, and I'm tired and I'm sick of it and I'm angry at you, Leslie Johnson. Next, let's have a look. God, there's so many of them. There's about 20. I don't know. How long have we been on here? Do you know how many are corrupt? They're so corrupt. Aisha Barenblatt, remake our world. Aisha Barenblatt, right? And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a category on a blog post which will show evidence of who's blocked me from this sector, right? So, for example, Susie Cameron's blocked me. Aisha Barenblatt has blocked me. Quite a few others, actually, okay? Let's share screen and go back, okay? To, because I'm very angry and it triggers me because this is the poorest. Aisha Barenblatt, you are invited on 25th of February at 11 a.m. You will have to pay, because you're a founder, you will have to pay £336.63. But Aisha Barenblatt, you actually blocked me. You're in cahoots with Jasmine Chua of Sourcing General. Both of you are invited, because when I came and tried to tell you, I was really offended, Aisha Barenblatt, because you are in America. You've never platformed or microphoned or contacted the Rana Plaza victims, and they are very angry with you. And not just that, we're asking you to come along next Friday alongside with Jasmine Chua of Sourcing Journal, all of you. You need to face. Feel free to RSVP. You don't need to. If you don't, we'll just take it as a no that you don't intend to resolve this or hear the complaints of garment workers against your organizations. So Aisha Barenblatt blocked me on Twitter. Yes, you did, Aisha. And I find you arrogant. And I find you, sadly, part of the rise of Blownism, black and brown people, okay, who actually, having been in mainstream, trample over others, and especially their own community. Those are the two criterias. You are in a position of power. I came to you, I told you, but instead you blocked me, because you know what? You're having such a good time raising money. And you know what's disgusting, Aisha? You actually sent a foreign photographer to Rana Plaza, but there were so many photographers in Bangladesh you could have hired, because that's what you do, isn't it? You are earning money. I don't know how much donations, and you ended up being the recipient of the Shimmy Tech and Nazma GoFundMe. Did you know that, everyone? Aisha Barenblatt's organization, Remake Our World, ended up being, because you know when I said that Sarah suddenly changed the campaign on GoFundMe, who were the recipients? It was Nazma in association with Remake Our World. So you profited, and you refused to hear that the garment workers were suffered and trampled over and exploited. So over to you. Who else? Alexander Constam, Executive Director of Fairwear. You need to resign. All of you actually need to resign. You need to step away. And you probably, the best thing is to come and work for LOVEDESH, all right? You need to come and work for LOVEDESH. I think that's what you need to do. Alexander Constam, I've got evidence. I reached out to you, LinkedIn. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Why I've not had a heart attack, I don't know. I told you, because you're the one, red carpet, green dress, because they've got lots of links. It's very incestuous. So Fairwear Foundation know all of them. They know Nazma, they know Fashion Revolution, they know Red Carpet Green Dress. Red Carpet Green Dress, who issued me with illegal threats. I said to them, how did you know about Nazma? And why did you use her? And they said she was recommended by Fairwear Foundation. Went to Fairwear Foundation. He ghosted me. He initially wrote to me on LinkedIn, and then he ghosted me. Alexander Constam, and all of you, I'm calling for your resignation, right? But if you want to save it, come Friday, more than happy to give you right of reply and invite you to the opportunity to put right the wrong done. Because I don't want to be responsible for making anyone lose their jobs, yeah? But what you've done is disgusting. You ghosted me. Then I wrote to Andrew, your board of trustees, okay? Board of trustees. And he promised in a phone call that he was going to look into this. They ghosted me. Alexander, the Rana Plaza victims want to meet with you next Friday, Thursday, 25th. Because you're senior, your ticket price is $1,136. Forbes, Brooke Taylor Islam. Forbes is awful. Forbes has no credentials left anymore. Brooke Taylor Islam. I know you've married someone in Bangladesh. You're a white woman. I came to you and I said to you, I found corruption. Do you know what this journalist who writes for Forbes, writing about Rana Plaza garment workers, who's writing about all the other organizations, wrote to me when I told her, could you cover corruption? This is not something for me. It's for the BBC. Brooke Taylor Islam, you should never write on sustainable fashion or fashion ever again, okay? Brooke Taylor Islam, your ticket price is £336.36, okay? You are being invited next Friday because the LOVEDESH Rana Plaza Victims Group want to ask you, why did you not help report? Why did you abandon? And why is it, if your husband's especially of Bangladeshi heritage, yeah? Right? Because you've used your white privilege, Brooke. Look at you, Brooke Taylor Islam. Yeah? You've taken your husband's name. I appreciate that. It must be. But Brooke Taylor, you're a white woman. What are you doing writing about fashion and garment workers when you met me and you knew that I had direct contact with them? Why would you not step aside and say, I must let Forbes know about you so you can get an article? But no, Brooke Taylor, you've been continuing to write articles. But when I came to you to talk about corruption, you were like, oh, I know nothing. Oh, you need to go to BBC. They're the ones who actually will cover this kind of story. Oh, yeah, because, Brooke, you don't want to be seen to be breaking a story about how corrupt it is because you benefit from it, don't you, as a journalist? Yeah? You don't want all your nice little cozy relationships because many of the people you've been reporting and covering, I've been telling you, are dodgy, right? London Fashion Week. Caroline Rush, CEO. It is London Fashion Week this weekend, kicking off tomorrow, Friday, 18th of February, 2022, for 3 days. Pretty Little Thing also have an event, but I'll come to Pretty Little Thing. Caroline Rush, the chief executive, here is an email I've written. And I want you to listen to me because Caroline Rush of London Fashion Week, here is the letter that is going tonight. Okay? And I'm just going to stop sharing. Here is her face. I don't know if you can see London Fashion Week. Yeah? I wish I had a pointer. Okay? She's next to Love Productions and above Metropolitan Police. Okay? Caroline Rush, I've not had any personal interaction with you, to be fair. However, I believe your office knows of what London Fashion Week and British Fashion Council has done to LOVEDESH. And this is where it relates to Extinction Rebellion and Stella McCartney, the brand. So let's look at Extinction Rebellion. Okay? And there is Stella McCartney, the brand. Now, what on earth could have happened between LOVEDESH, Stella McCartney, the brand, which belongs to Louis Vuitton, Extinction Rebellion, and London Fashion Week? How are they all connected? Comes back to this t-shirt. This bloody t-shirt that I created using my own money after having been sacked by the Liberal Democrats when I found evidence and I was whistleblowing of them, the Liberal Democrats party, being racist and anti-disablist. I was working for HQ in 2018. They then sacked me because I found evidence of them being racist, the political party. And then guess what? They sacked me, a single mother, and threatened me. Okay? I took them to court, then gave me £20,000 in settlement. Oh yes, everyone, did you not know political parties are paying off, right? Workers who find corruption in political parties. Yeah? Are you with me? This is one of the biggest takedowns ever. The LOVEDESH 10+ files. That's what my memoirs are all about. The good, the bad, the ugly, the corrupt in my fight to actually protect people and planet. Yeah? Right? How's this? I'll post more cooking videos. Try and buy my products because I'm not getting paid. I'd love to do cooking videos. I want to do a restaurant, so buy a product, okay? Here's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to start being released. Now listen to me, right? Slowly. No, I've done it. Nobody will touch them, right? In my company, yeah? In 2018, I worked for Liberal Democrats. I was the executive assistant to the then chief executive, Sir Nick Harvey. I then found evidence of racism, evidence of them being horrible to a disabled person, okay? Certain people at the head office, yeah? I worked, right? I saw it, I had to listen to the tears, and then I reported it. Suddenly, I got sacked while I was in my probation period. And I lost my job, and then guess what? Look, I had this injury because I was shaking, I had no money, I was a single mother, but my dad always taught me to believe in God and never, ever turn a blind eye to injustice, because all it takes for evil to flourish is for good people to do nothing. He said, if you don't stand up for injustice, if you don't fight injustice and you turn a blind eye, you'll be responsible on the day of judgment or whenever, your soul, okay? Because you allowed evil to flourish. You've got to take action, okay? Right? So here it is. Do you know what they did? They humiliated me. They ganged up on me. So many Muslim who are now recruited and got elected. Do you know how many Muslims let me down who are members? They all knew about me. But guess what? Brownism, the rise of black and brown. So many black and brown knew what happened to me. And guess what? They left me to fight it all along and they all disappeared. They did not help me. In September that year, I even had a event and I launched the Liberal Democrat Muslim Forum, yeah, and I did a speech and I talked about women's rights in Islam. I did that all for free. They all came. One of them is Hina Bukhari, okay? Go and look her up. She's a London councillor, London Assembly member. Hina, I'm really sorry, Hina Bukhari. I'm not going to focus on Lib Dems today. That's going to be a separate chapter, but many others, okay? Right? You've got Mohsin Khan, Dr. Mohsin Khan. Oh, yeah. He actually got me sacked. He actually approved my sacking, even though he was presented with evidence of racism and anti-disablement. He's a Muslim man who's quite got a member. He's a GP. He's an NHS doctor. He should be sacked and cancelled. He was there that day when I was crying with Gandalf, who went with me. Gandalf, you know, my mentor, he went in with me and he shouted at them and said, it's disgusting. You're disgusting as a political party. This is a woman who came to you telling you about racism and you're sacking her? Dr. Mohsin Khan, a Muslim, was part of the panel that got me sacked. Okay? No. Mohsin Khan is a doctor. Go and look him up. Mohsin and then Khan. Yeah? His face is hanging on the banner out in Bangladesh because he's corrupt. Hina Bukhari is corrupt. Humaira Ali is corrupt. Humaira Ali is a councillor in Southwark. Hina Bukhari, right, is a member of the Liberal Democrats who knew about me and then shook her hand and said, why did you tell me? Now she's a member and she's part of the London Mayor, Assembly, because she shut up and she knew, they all knew, Muslims knew that I was being persecuted as a Muslim. Yeah, they didn't help. They're all in positions of power now. Yeah. Jo Swinson, the deputy leader who ran and fronted, she knew. But guess what? Because an election was coming up, she wouldn't help me. Jo Swinson. So anyway, in the end, guess what I did? Even though my hands were shaking, I was crying and I had no money for food. Yeah, one day I cut my, I was shaking and because of my PTSD over and over, I cut and I couldn't, my hand, look, can you see? I've got stitches. You see that? Can you see my hand? It's all on record. I cut my tendon and I had to have emergency hand surgery and I was action for 3 months. So I couldn't do my design and I was crying and I took them to court all by myself with my daughter was there in court that day. Okay. There's a story here, Liberal Democrats separately, but how is that connected? Because that's how I found when I went to court. I feel now I'm going to complain about the judge. Guess what? She wouldn't allow anyone from my side to be in there with me apart from my daughter, but she allowed everyone from Liberal Democrats. And I suspect that judge may have been a Liberal Democrat supporter. Do you know why? Because they also hid the fact that Liberal Democrats were being taken to court that day. They didn't have it on the court lists. Okay? Do you understand? It was really dodgy because they did it as a closed hearing. The stuff I've been through. When you're a whistleblower, do you know what a whistleblower is? Somebody who's been an employee and they see wrongdoing in a company. There are certain legal rights we have under the employment court. Okay? You can apply for an interim relief order. It's given priority. So if your employer sacks you because you believe you've been sacked for whistleblowing, reporting wrongdoing as a punishment, they sack you to get rid of you. There is special measures. Why don't you all know about it? Yeah? Right? You can go to the employment court and file an action called interim relief order. It's hardly ever done. Hardly ever. Do you know why? Because most employees are so scared they pay up and settle it. Do you know the stupid cretins, the Liberal Democrats? Do you know what they did? They decided to fight me. They were like, no, we're going to go to court with Yasmin. We're going to go. And guess what? That day, about 5, 6 of them turned up. And my mentor, Gandalf, so I hope you're going to nominate Gandalf for an OBE, a white atheist man. Not one Muslim helped me, but a white atheist man helped me that day. Non-Muslims were there by my side and helped me through this court case. Not one Muslim who was a member who actually I'd help them would come forward to help me. Okay? Right? It can be very, very high. You can actually end up getting, it depends what the judge awards you, because when it's a whistleblower, and if you sack a whistleblower, the damages are huge. Huge. Could be huge. Okay? Right? In August, I had a court case at the employment. I found it dodgy that number 1, it was listed as a closed case. It wasn't advertised, but they didn't communicate that to me. Number 2, this is why now I'm telling you, employment judges, I don't know. Second, they ordered everyone out. They wouldn't let me have anyone apart from my daughter. And my daughter was underage at the time and had to sit with me while I was shaking with my PTSD. Interim relief order means this. The judge has the power to quickly hear your case, and if they decide that there is a likelihood, there may be a chance you were sacked erroneously as a whistleblower, the judge will turn around and on that day, bang, and say, you know what? There's going to be a court case on this, but here's the interim relief order. You will continue to pay her until her case comes to court. And that's how whistleblowers are funded. And I'm coming forward with my stories to tell you that when you whistleblow and you try and report wrongdoing, it's all on us financially, emotionally, psychologically. There is no help. There's no funds. You're out of money. That's why many people don't report wrongdoing. And the reason why people don't talk about it, because they don't want you all to know that that's how it works. Okay? Right? I work for the Liberal Democrats. This is a political party I took to court just before the general election. Because they are lying, they're racists, and they were covering up bad behaviour. So you're talking about the Tories being racist? The Lib Dems are so racist. God. When I went to that court case, they presented evidence on the day. They did loads of things that was dodgy. I believe that the judge was not impartial. Here's 3 points. Number 1, the judge was not impartial. Do you know why? Because she turned around and she wouldn't let me have the people I needed, but she let them have the press, their publicity, PR. They had their loads. There was about 4 or 5 people with them. Okay, right? Number 1, right? Number 2, I noticed when I went and I saw the listings, my name wasn't up there saying Chowdhury v. Federal Party of Liberal Democrats. So I found that odd. Why wasn't it on the listings? Yeah, because I've got a photograph of that day's listings. So Liberal Democrats were being hidden. And number 3, they were allowed to present evidence on the day, which made me lose my IRO claim. But here's how Extinction Rebellion and everything were involved the year later. Because the one thing the judge did do, she said, I'm not saying that it didn't happen, that you weren't noted. And I'm not saying that I actually believe Yasmin. What we do need to do is establish what went on. So I'm ordering, I believe, she said, the judge ordered a 5-day case. The judge ordered a 5-day case and said, get ready, this is going to court, and Chowdhury v. Federal Party of Liberal Democrats is happening. So I suggest we'll let you know when the court dates are, but you all get ready because you're going to fight this out in court. Okay? This was August. I was really poor. I had no money. You have no idea. I had hardly anything. I was so ill. Behind the scenes, I found nobody was helping me to raise funds for because I'd run out. I had a little pot using my house insurance, and you know what? They paid and covered for the solicitor who turned up at last minute. I'd also managed to win free representation from a barrister. It's called the Pro Bono Unit. I was working and I was crying every day. And you know my daughter's whole summer? Guess what? We fought like cat and dog, Amber and I, because I was hysterical. She was really traumatized, Amber, because she had no one to turn to, no family. She was seeing her mother fight a court case all alone to clear her name because I was being called a liar, all kinds of things, yeah? I had the evidence. I went knocking on so many Liberal Democrats, also lords and baronesses, yeah? It's the biggest people who now have titles. So, for example, Baroness, what's her name? Baroness Brinton? Baroness Brinton. Oh, she knows about it. Baroness Brinton needs to be sacked. The current thingy, Mark Pack, he knows about it. They're all still in position, but they just ghost me because the new way is just to ghost Yasmin because she's mad, she's crazy. No one's going to believe her. Yeah, because she's got so many fights. Who's going to believe Yasmin? Yeah. When the judge said 5 days, I then pushed for it because when I tried, because I didn't want to end it. I wanted to take it to court, but I had no money. I had no legal funds, and nobody would help me. Nobody, not one Lib Dem, because they told me they will do anything to save the party. They will not help you, Yasmin, because the general election's coming up. And then I cried and I somehow got someone involved. Don't ask, it's a long story. But anyway, the whole output is it didn't go to court because the Lib Dems then got me to sign a gagging order and they paid me 20k or 22k cash. Dr. Mohsin Khan, Humaira Ali, Hina Bukhari, Joe Swinton, Baroness Brinton, Dr. Mark Pack, Candy Piercy, so many others. There's about 20, 30 people who were fighting me behind the system, proactively or inactively. Yeah? People fell in different categories. Either they knew about it and said, oh, I can't do anything, I can't get involved, or they ghosted me, or they fought me. Dr. Mohsin Khan, You're going to be sacked, Dr. Mohsin Khan. I don't want you. Because you know what? He's so stupid. You know what he announced at the panel? Oh, well, you know, sometimes people make mistakes. Like, I've been in situations where somebody's forgotten to wear a glove. And we were like, what? This idiotic, stupid man, Dr. Mohsin Khan, you can see they're weak. All the Muslims who tend to join political parties, be it Labour, Lib Dem, Tory, they're very, very weak. They often, and it's not just Muslims, it's just, you know, ethnic minorities, whether they're black, brown, they're often weak. They lack character, and they're so grateful to be allowed at the table. So I call this the rise of Blanism. With that 22,000, this was what, September, November, I got the money, and then I fell ill. I must have had a nervous breakdown. I was all by myself. There was no TikTok. Yeah. And then guess what? In January, I woke up and I said, screw this. I'm taking the money and I'm going to go out and I'm going to resurrect my LOVEDESH, which had been destroyed in 2015. And I'm going to resurrect LOVEDESH again because in 2015, my family destroyed it. And that's how this T-shirt got made. All that 22,000 went into, most of it, the making of flying out to Bangladesh, researching it, talking to the victims, finding them, doing the thingy, all of that money. I didn't pay my mortgage. I didn't go on holiday. I did nothing. I felt so sick because I knew that money, 22,000, came from donations. All right. I didn't feel it was right, even though I deserve it, even though I deserve damages. I said, I'm going to take that money and out of bitter lemons, I'm going to make lemonade and I'm going to create this T-shirt. In creating this T-shirt, I was to fall from the frying pan into the fire because guess what? This T-shirt, once I'd had an idea, went to Bangladesh, you'll see all the movies, I come back, that's why I need you to buy this T-shirt, buy from LOVEDESH, because I need a team to help me put this story together and publish all the evidence, because most of the time I'm ill. I'm so ill, right? I have breathing pain, chest pains, yeah? I've got a mother who wants to see me dead, yeah? I've got all kinds, you know, 2 months ago I was told that my family have hired a hitman, yes? And that's why I'm coming forward, because guess what? LOVEDESH, justice has, this is all about hashtag justice for Yasmin. So with that 20,000, I did this T-shirt, yeah? Oh my God. Once I'd created it, I stupidly, naively thought people in the fashion sector, they'd be like, wow, Yasmin, well done. Guess what? None of them. I approached Extinction Rebellion, I think in spring 2020, having made this, saying, let's do something for London Fashion Week in autumn, September. Okay? They were like, yes, I've got all the correspondence. Extinction Rebellion and I had a chat and I said, we need to talk about the impact of climate change and involve the voices of the garment workers, and we should do an event at London Fashion Week. Cut a long story short, Extinction Rebellion said yes to me, saw my T-shirt, okay, saw my T-shirt, yeah, and then are you ready? Extinction Rebellion, as the date approached for London Fashion Week, they ghosted me because I believe, was it in July? I suddenly see that Extinction Rebellion have taken my idea, stolen it, and instead gone and done a project with Stella McCartney, the brand. And the reason I know this, because if I show you the photographs now, yeah, here is proof. They're so disgusting. They took my idea, they took my concept of raising awareness of the impact of fashion on climate change in 2019, yeah, and here's the photograph. I keep showing it, and that's why Stella McCartney, all of you, Extinction Rebellion, I'm really sorry, you're going to have to pay 1,136 for the tickets, yeah? Because you've done really, really. And Stella McCartney, not the individual, the brand. But I want you to know, let me just show you, let me break it down, okay? Here's the photograph of the T-shirt shot, the modelling shot. And we took it in June when Amber and her friends were studying for A-levels. They did not take a penny. They modelled for free while it was their exams, yeah? A busy Saturday, they came up and donated their time. White girls. Yes, white girls. Here's the Rana Plaza. Let me just show you. I just want to show you because it's so distressing what I have to go through. Right, let's go through. Let me show you the T-shirt. Where's the T-shirt? Oh, where's the T-shirt? I want to show you now what Extinction Rebellion did. So I did this T-shirt. I got some samples made. So while it was in production in Bangladesh, having spent some of that 20,000, I came back to the UK and started doing my promotion marketing, you know, posters of girls modeling. Yeah. So the T-shirts the girls are actually wearing are just samples of M&S T-shirts, I think, which I had printed while I'm waiting for the original, because I went and scouted a factory, checked with the garment workers, checked everything. It was so awful. because, you know, I'd gone out in April, put the order in, and then came back. And between April and June, I began to, you know, start the sales process, the marketing to get it out there. And that's when I had the idea to contact Extinction Rebellion and say, hey, let's do an event for London Fashion Week. Okay. And they were like, yes. And I've got the email trails. All of that's being published. Okay. I'm not going to go through it now. Yeah. But where's the Love Dish tea? See, this is why it takes time. Oh, God. Right. So here is, I hope you will see, here is the T-shirt that we did, okay, of the girls in, I think it was in June that day or whenever. I don't know, okay? I can't remember when it was, all right? I just can't remember. It would have been June or something like that. So this is the T-shirt, okay? Look, this T-shirt, right? It was the samples, but I'm waiting for the real ones to come across because it's going on a ship. And they said that the order will come in July. And I'm thinking if it comes in July, we'll do limited edition, take it to London Fashion Week, have the garment workers talking about, you know, why, because not only does fashion impact people, but planet, not just fast, a message. They were excited. We were doing a whole load of promotional activities. Extinction Rebellion were like, it's wonderful. Yeah, great idea. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I've got emails. What do I see? What is the first? So I'm sitting here and then suddenly July, they go quiet. I'm like, when's it happening? When are we going to discuss what we're doing? Everyone's waiting in Bangladesh, the garment workers. What we doing? What we doing? Extinction Rebellion. Yeah. They're corrupt. They're corrupt. Guess what Extinction Rebellion do? Where is that T-shirt? I suddenly find out in the newspapers. And it's promoting, and Twitter is trending, Stella McCartney, Extinction Rebellion, right? And that's why I've done a whole video, but nobody cares. I don't know if anyone cares, actually, because it's sickening, but I have to. So Extinction Rebellion, Stella McCartney, yes, the designer, I'm inviting you, and Louis Vuitton. Yeah, you need to come to this meeting next Friday, 25th of April, is it? Watch, look at this, suddenly. I was wondering, why did they ghost me? What's gone on? Yeah? Do you know what the saddest thing is? Look, everyone, look. Suddenly, Extinction Rebellion has done a collection with Stella McCartney with 4 people with their heads similar to LOVEDESH. Here we are, everyone. Okay, there's Stella McCartney, and there is, where's us? Let's have a look. Let's just compare again. Let's because you see my disability going, because you know what, the trauma of having to go through this shittiness. Yeah, there's us. Oops. Yeah. There's us. There is us. Yeah. There is us. Yeah. The 4 girls on that day when it's their A-levels, they had their exams, but they donated their time. They're like, we'll help Yasmin. My daughter's in this photograph. But what does Extinction Rebellion do? Suddenly ghosts me. I don't know. I'm going mad. I've promised everyone. The garment workers are all excited. The supplies have come in on time. We're waiting to go to London Fashion Week with them. And what do they announce? No, you can't. Because you can't copyright, you know, the fact that they dumped you to go to someone else. You can only copyright a design. I don't think many of you know, right? So, Stella McCartney, right? Yeah. Extinction Rebellion. I'm going to actually include the Liberal Democrats. Yeah. I'm going to include the Liberal Democrats. Yeah. I am actually going to might as well do. Amber! I need to get my help from my daughter. Amber! I'm not going to show it to you. After I left the Liberal Democrats, you know what I find hilarious? I'm ready to go on public record. I'm setting up a political party. I'm asking that LOVEDESH is also going to fund a new British political party because I don't trust the Conservatives, the Tories, the Labour, the Lib Dems, the Greens. That's another chapter. Guess what? We are going to be setting up the UK party for protecting our people and planet. We already have a TikTok account, and here's why. I'm also going to invite the Liberal Democrats. Can you pass me that chocolate brown book, darling? Okay? Right, don't worry, I'm going to cover it like this so that they can't see. Okay? Sorry, that's my hand. Right? Why don't you see? You know there's a brown book, the Liberal Democrats. Do you know where it is? Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, ow. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, go spin out. Ow. Sorry. Can you get mommy's dinner or lunch or breakfast ready? Dear Liberal Democrats, I have a message. Let's just do everyone next Friday, because actually you were responsible for the demise of the Rana Plaza. Because guess what? After they signed the gagging order and said that they'd help me, not only were they supposed to give me £20,000 in settlement, which they did, they're supposed to help me support my work to actually get the voices and the work I'm doing at LOVEDESH. Guess what? They reneged on it. That's why I'm not contractually liable and I'm allowed to speak about it, because before they had me gagged. And I wrote to them, and I wrote to Mark Pack. I wrote to your current chief executive, who is an idiot. Yeah, who is the CEO of Liberal Dems? Yeah, he's former, right? Guess what? They've all ghosted me. Mike Dixon, I think. Yeah, Liberal Democrats. Guess what? I've got all the messages. All the messages. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Yeah, Mike Dixon and Mark Pack. So, Lord Newby, I am inviting you. I'm not blaming you, Lord Newby. I don't know how much you know, but Lord Newby, you are the Lord's leader. I want action from you, Lord Newby, about Baroness Brinton, Baroness Parminter, Joe Swinton, Candy Piercy, Mark Pack, Mike Dixon, Mohsin Khan, Hina Bukhari. Let me take a deep breath. Humaira Ali. Let's look at how Humaira Ali ghosted me, because as soon as she found out that I was taking the Liberal Democrats to court, do you know what I did for Humaira Ali, who's a councillor now in Southwark? While I was fasting during Ramadan in 2018, guess who went and canvassed while I was doing Ramadan? All right? Fasting for this Muslim woman. And guess what Humaira Ali then did? She turned her back on me. Humaira Ali, Hina Bukhari, you need to resign. You need to resign, and you need to come forward and talk about how you treated me. Because Humaira, I have your text messages, yeah? You see, this is the problem, yeah? Humaira then blocked me. Look, she blocked me. She's an idiot, yeah? You should... Hang on, where is she, Humaira? Let's have a look. Where's she gone? Oh, hang on. She might be in the archived. Yeah, let's have a look. Well, she'll be there. I'll find it. But anyway, Humaira, we know what you did, okay? So, you know, at the end of the day, Humaira, oh, there she is. I had a spelling name. Right, hang on. Let's have a look at Humaira. What did she write to me? She's so awful. Yeah, these Muslim women who think that they're politicians. No, you're not, because guess what? You don't deserve, okay? Oh, I ended up blocking you. Yes, Humaira, here you are on your WhatsApp. Yes, here you are, Humaira. You're a Muslim woman, yeah? You're so desperate to be part of the Liberal Democrats. But let's look at what your last message was to me, Humaira, okay? Let's have a look, yeah? Your last message was on 22nd of December, 2019, after I've managed to survive this trauma of being a whistleblower all alone, and after you knew that I actually canvassed for you while I was fasting, and my daughter Amber, who was fasting that day. Sorry, I've only just picked this up along with the hundreds of messages that I've not had a chance to see due to the election and various other things. And wow, what a piece, because I was complaining that she's not got in touch to find out what's happened to me. If this is your attitude, then good, let's cut contact. I find this behavior paranoid, gaslighting me, childish and self-centered. If someone hasn't replied, that doesn't mean they have seen your message. Equally, I haven't heard from you in so long, and to be honest, if you had any idea what has happened in my life this year, you might apologize. So listen to me. She's been elected. She's now a councillor. I'm the one who gave my free time and my daughter to get her votes on a day during Ramadan in 2018 in the hot summer while we were fasting. The Liberal Democrats did nothing for us Muslims, yeah, during Ramadan. They're so racist, yeah. Listen to her. I don't appreciate being spoken to this way. Good luck. Do you appreciate the way I'm speaking to you now, Humaira? Because I'm going to call for your resignation from the Southwark council as a Liberal Democrat councillor. That's right, Humaira, because guess what? You wrote to me after I said to you I needed help. She didn't, because between you and I suspect she knew that I was a whistleblower and I'd taken Lib Dems and I was toxic. Yeah, right? So guess what? Anyone in school? Oh, no, it's all going up. Yeah, so that's Humaira. As for Hina Bukhari, oh, Hina, I saw you in a hairdresser's. Do you not think I saw you at a hairdresser's the other day, last year? Guess what Hina did? Hina Bukhari, who is she? Here is Hina Bukhari. we need to talk about the rise of brownism, black and brown people who are screwing over. Look at her. Look at her. Vote. Yeah? She comes across as like, I'm a mum. I don't know anything. When I told her I was a whistleblower, do you know the first thing? What is it you said to me, Hina, in your house? Why did you tell me? I don't want to know. Why did you tell me? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm really scared, Yasmin. Why are you a member of the London Assembly, Hina? Resign. Resign, because I saw you in the hairdressers last year. And do you know what you did, Hina? You looked terrified. Because do you know what I did? She saw me, but she didn't see that I saw her. And I saw you, Hina, in the hairdressers. You know which hairdressers. You saw me, and I saw you just sitting there. Because she was having her hair done or hair wash or whatever, I can't remember. But her eyes were petrified, which is shit. I've just seen Yasmin, and Yasmin, why did I make you feel uncomfortable, Hina? You, a mother of two, you who claim to represent Londoners, resign. Resign, Hina, because here's the last message I sent to Hina. It's exhausting, fighting extinction, my family, Liberal Democrats, getting disabled, having hand injury, not being able to use my hand for 3 years. Because you know what the Libs Dems did? They said, we're not giving you compensation for your hand injury. We're going to lump it all in to 22K. Yeah? And all I was thinking is, how do I feed my child when I'm off ill, when I've got hand surgery? I couldn't work with my right hand. So I took the settlement. Yeah? On 18th of December, because I was so sick of these Muslim Liberal Democrat members. Hello, Hina, are you avoiding me? Because I kept asking her. She ghosted me. If so, I would rather know. There was a reason why I wanted to chat. I wanted you to know that I waited all this time to tell you this, as I knew I would do it once I was stronger and I'd allowed a long time to have passed. It was unacceptable you did not assist me further when I came to you for help. Moreover, as an ethnic woman who claims to fight for equality, your job should have been to stand by me, but you spent more time worrying about your own future political career. It has taken me an entire year to figure this out, and why I suspect you avoided me and never once asked me if I was okay. Not very happy, and wanted you to know that, and I'm stronger and looking at the various elements that has decimated our nation and saw Swinson screw up so badly. I stood alone, a single mother, while I called out my local party as well as HQ. You were told of this. Moreover, you were told I was a survivor of domestic violence and suffered great hardship. Anyhow, this is where I'm at, and you needed to know. I was a whistleblower. You knew it, as I told you, damn it. Yet I can count on one hand how many people came forward to help me. You could have written a letter of support or stood by me just to give me moral support. You did not. You did so much hand-wringing and were more worried and told me repeatedly, I wish you had not told me. Good God, I knew then that I'd lost all my respect for you and exited your house. However, despite that, I got little help, and I continue to assist you by allowing you to be platformed at the autumn. This is the Lib Dem political conference, by giving you a speaking opportunity, which was under the Liberal Democrat Muslim Forum, which, by the way, the founder, the Asian guy, who I think he's an Ahmedian, you are also going to be cancelled because you've blocked me, and so many Muslims, when they found out I was a whistleblower, they ran away from me and saying, we don't want to get involved. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to do any of your projects. Okay? Good God, I said, I knew that I'd lost all my respect for you and I exited your house, blah, blah. The makings, listen to my speech, the makings of a politician, Hina, is not someone who only works for her own political career, but someone who actively will stand up when they are told of wrongdoing. You did not help me. This is all I wanted to say, and just wanted to let you know why I don't want to stay in contact with you. I was trying to reach out and give you the benefit of doubt. Some members in this party, the Liberal Democrats, is corrupt. You know it. And it is unacceptable that so many knew it and know it, but did nothing and do nothing. And why in 2020, I'm blocking and cutting off contact with every person who knew. People who stand by and do nothing. Welcome to the new style of politics, my politics, without fear or fervor. Regards, Yasmin. Yeah? Because guess what? Before that, I'd sent her a message, yeah, on the 13th of December saying, hello, how are you? When are you free? Can we have a chat? She ghosted me. Yeah? But guess what I still did for her in 2018? As soon as she heard I'd gone quiet and we were in settlement with the Lib Dem, I did an event under the British Muslim Lib Dem Forum that I'd set up, resurrected from the doldrums. Yeah? Are you ready for this? In autumn, September 2018, there was a conference in Brighton. I went to it. I took my daughter. She volunteered. My best friend, and I had the British Muslim Council of Britain, and we did a panel. And I've got all of the proof. Yeah? People turned up. They loved it. It was women's rights in Islam. Guess who had no problem turning up to speak? Oh, I'll speak at that. Yeah, I'll be happy to speak, Yasmin. Yes, I'll be happy to speak. But Hina, by 11th June 2019, yeah, look at that. Look, non-stop messages. Yeah? Yeah? Look at that. Yeah, look at her. On 14th May, she did respond. And she was like, Good to hear from you and great idea. Notice how non-committal she is. And I didn't realize I'm still clueless. I'm like, oh, she'll help me. Yeah. Because I was vulnerable, because by attending my event, I thought she was coming for me. No, she was coming to actually show her face, because that's how it does. Yeah. Right. Look at that. And no wonder, look how she used me. Thanks, hon. Would love some retweets, but you could retweet all the Muslim nominees. There are a few, which is excellent. Look at me. I'm so vulnerable. I'm such a doormat. Yes, plan is to do the same for all of you. It is vital people know you are standing. So when I was useful to you, Hina, you stood by me, didn't you? Yeah, you're a disgusting disgrace. Resign! Right? In 14th of May 2019, here's another message to Hina. Ramadan Kareem. As chair of fledgling LD Muslim Forum, we are due to host Eid party at Westminster and invite Muslims cross-party and beyond. CEO Sir Nick Harvey is our patron and he will be hosting the event, because that's another thing. Part of my settlement, Nick had to be the CEO of the Lib Dem Muslim Forum. I need help. I need Muslim and non-Muslim volunteers and need sponsors. European elections, but I'm planning to host this event. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to publish the transcript, yeah? This is her. Good to hear from you and great ideas. Then I say to her, won't expect anything from you until after May 27, but I am going to make this quite big and I've got an exciting idea to get a former far-right speaker. So please help me, as I can't do this alone. We need to stop Muslims voting for Labour and allowing Brexit. Laters, okay? Because at the time, I'm still, although they've sacked me, I couldn't join Labour because I'm going to tell you what Labour did, okay? And it was Jeremy Corbyn or whatever, yeah? I had been working. Guess what? She doesn't reply. 29th of May, I chase up. Hello, don't worry if you see me removing you from that group. We have a new one being set up. Also, our committee is expanding, and as soon as we have sorted everything, we'll be in touch with key people we would like to work with at forum. I hope you're okay and look forward to speaking soon. No acknowledgement. 11th of June. Hello, how are you? Hina, need your help. And are you free this Saturday night? Salam, bit overloaded, I'm afraid. I've been shortlisted for Sutton PPC. She's standing as an MP in the general elections. So I'm campaigning till end of July for that. I'm on Team Ed for leadership campaign. I'm helping Humaira. Oh yeah, because they all know each other. Humaira in Southwark, but failing there a bit too. Fighting a Merton by-election in Cannon Hill and a big family wedding end of June. My kids and hubby are barely seeing me, and I have GLA training on Thursday. So sorry, not a great time for me. Completely stretched. I wish I could help, but I'm physically and mentally all over the place. I have to focus on Sutton at the moment. Only chance for me to become an MP. I am away in August, inshallah, and then maybe life will come down in September. Okay, sorry to hear that. Hope you're okay. Still polite. 13th of December. Hello, how are you? When you're free, can we have a chat? So she's promised to get in touch with me in September. It's December, nothing. And that's when I sent her the message. Liberal Democrats, Hina Bukhari, Joe Swinson, Humaira Ali, Barrington and Swinton, Dr. Mark Pack, Mike Dixon, Dr. Mohsin Khan, Candy Piercy, you're dodgy. Candy Piercy, you run ethnic diversity. She's got a white woman and she's doing a white privilege workshop. But the minute I complained about her son-in-law, who was actually a real bully, yeah, and she found out I'd complained about him, and her own daughter, who's married to the guy who works in head office, his name is Sean, right? Guess what? Candy ran away. Candy sent me an email saying, don't involve me. Why did you involve me? But Candy, you're such a white privileged woman. You're such a white ally, aren't you? So why didn't you help me, Candy, huh? Why is it that you all ghosted me? Yeah? Well, I'm really proud to present that before I left the Liberal Democrats, because I found all of you corrupt, I took this founding book. That's right. This is the 1864 edition of John Stuart Mill's essay on liberty. And this is one of the founding books. Yeah? And I did take it because I'm owed it. Yes? I didn't steal it because who says you should have it? Because you're all corrupt and you're not doing the liberal mantra, because the own constitution of the political party is very clear that you cannot be corrupt and you cannot be working against the interests of the electorates. Well, you did, because you sacked me a whistleblower. I had hand injury, yeah? And you actually were hiding how you treat disabled people. And you want to be in power. No. Let me tell you, Liberal Democrats, this is an official invitation. Next Friday, 25th, all of you who are involved, and I'm going to do a list, yeah? I'm going to do all the transcripts, yeah, of our exchanges. Even you, Hina, you're not going to get away. All of you need to pay £1,136 to attend the meeting next Friday. LOVEDESH'S, Rana Plaza victims, because they now want to ask you, how dare you renege on the settlement? How dare you stop helping LOVEDESH? And how dare you? Because given you're the party under Joe Swinson who helped to introduce the Modern Day Slavery Act in 2015, why would you not help LoveDesh? You're a disgrace. And guess what? I want the Liberal Democrats to be dissolved. I want there to be a federal party meeting where I give evidence, and I want a independent investigation on what happened to me and why you all covered up, and how is it that many of you who know about the cover up and what happened to me, and I was sacked as a whistleblower, you did not honor the terms of your contract, which means you're liars. Yeah, how is it this happened, and why some of you are still running the Liberal Democrats? And in return, I'm inviting all Liberal Democrats to be a part of UK POP, Protect Our People and Planet, which is a new political party I'm starting. And I've got the book, and I find it hilarious because look, I find it hilarious. La 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 la. You know what? Revenge is a dish best served cold. So you know what? The president of the Social Democratic, look everyone, look. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm not going mad. I've been waiting for this because every time I was kicked, every time, look, Liberal Democrats, yes? And I will in the YouTube video do indexes so you'll know which to mention it, okay? I'm not entering politics. Please don't, just save the questions. We need a new political party. UK POP is happening and we're going to recruit, and LoveDesh is going to fund the candidates, and they're going to come from the grassroots, okay? So guess what? I've got this book, yeah? Right? What are you going to do? Call the police on me? What are you going to do? Huh? Because actually I'm standing up and saying Liberal Democrat Party is utterly corrupt. Utterly. I even think the judge who was at that tribunal is dodgy, because I want to know, again, why wasn't it on the court listings publicly? Why was I not allowed to have any of my mentors knowing that I had a disability and a hand injury? Yeah. I also had to scrabble because I got funding right at last minute within 48 hours. Yeah. So I had a skeletal team and I could only choose whatever barrister there was because all of them go on holiday in August. Yeah. Funny how the judge put it in August. Nah. So that's Liberal Democrats. Next Thursday invited. Extinction Rebellion, Stella McCartney. I then used the money, created this T-shirt. You screwed me over Extinction Rebellion. And that's why the banner Hall of Horrors is currently hanging out the Rana Plaza. Okay. The Rana Plaza building, you've got the LoveDesh Hall of Horrors currently. And I want to now talk about Ajah Baba. This is why you need to be cancelled. Okay. You've blocked me. You're a black campaigner in fashion. But when I came and told you that the Rana Plaza victims are being exploited, you blocked me and you don't want to hear about it. Do you know why? Because guess who she has in her book, Consumed, which I'm asking to be cancelled, and I want all profits, right, to go to the LoveDesh Rana Plaza victims group, because guess what? She's cahoots with all the people that I've been talking to you about in the fashion. So she's got a forward, I believe, from Orsola de Castro, Fashion Revolution Week. She hangs out with all the white fashion campaigners, but Ajah claims because she's black and she's fighting for garment workers. But when I, a brown woman, a woman of color with heritage from Bangladesh, came and said to her, can we talk about the Bangladeshi? Ajah didn't want to hear. And in fact, I've got evidence of how she was interviewing a Sky and she avoided all my questions when I said, can we cover and can you give an opinion on how ethical the fashion campaigning sector is? Guess what she did? She lied by omission, by protecting them and staying quiet. I then wrote to Hatchet, her publisher, her agent, John, I think, and guess what? They all ghosted me. It's disgusting. It's so sickening. Yeah, right? And here's the thing. Yeah, it's always, hang on. Let me just get rid. Okay. I'm exhausted. I'm just going to leave it there. I think that I'm exhausted. I'm tired because it's so corrupt. Okay. Not to mention my family. And I think, do you know what? I'm going to do them all in one go. I think I'm going to do it all in one go because I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm not well. I've had all my dreams destroyed. I've had so many people take me down. I'm having to relive my trauma. I just want to share evidence with the public. Hashtag justice for Yasmin. And before I go, I'm just going to make sure, because this link, this YouTube is going to all the people, right, who actually need to be invited. And you know what? Sod it. I think everyone in the Hall of Horrors. Needs to go. Every single person who is listed. Yeah. So let's go through. Okay. Apple. Ajah Baba, Hatchet, Apparel Insider, Aladdin, Frokrul Hock of British Bangladesh Fashion Council. Oh, I don't have any direct, but guess what, Frokrul? You followed LoveDesh, and then guess what? You took my idea And guess what? You benefited your own organization, but I don't think you failed to represent your conflict of interest, which I believe is, are you a Labour member? Is that why? Let's talk about Robert Chatterton Dixon, British High Commission of Dhaka. Do you know what this man and his wife did? I reported him for corruption. They were unethical. They stole my fashion idea and they stripped away and trampled over my work and instead had a fashion show. That was my idea. And guess what Robert did as a high commissioner, a diplomat, a civil servant? He got me interviewed by his racist wife, who sat there shouting and getting angry at me in their lodgings, in their office in Bangladesh, Dhaka, as she sat there as the wife, saying to me, I haven't heard of you, Lovedesh. Who are you? And I was sitting there thinking, what are your credentials? You're just the woman who's a partner of the diplomat. Why am I sitting opposite her? You're a wife, my love. Your job is surely as the partner, yeah? Whether you're man or woman, is to get out the drinks and the canapes, because there was a fashion show. Guess what Robert and his wife, Teresa, did? They cut out Lovedesh and they instead platformed, are you ready, Fakhrul Haq of British Bangladeshi Fashion Council, and they instead showcased a local Bangladeshi designer duo rather than a British firm who was working with garment workers. And Robert Chatterton, I'm asking you to resign, because I also find it interesting that the Foreign Commonwealth Office, I reported you, Robert Chatterton, and guess what? When I raised the complaint about him, guess what he did? He got a copy of his complaint and then he answered it himself about his own corruption and the fact that his wife's not racist because he says so. So, Robert, you are racist and Teresa is racist, right? Fakhrul Haq, I've not had any contact, but you need to answer. Why is it that you started following me, Lovedesh, and you never made contact? Because you know what happens? It's all the Bangladeshi East End boys. They're all connected to Labour. And when they see a woman like me, they don't want me at the table. So what they do is actually make connections. And I don't know what's going on, but the Bangladeshi community who I stay away from in the East End Tower Hamlets are so reprehensible. So many of them are approached about Lovedesh. None of them were interested. But show a white face, they're all over them. Yeah? So I want you to know, a lot of the British Bangladeshi men show you how either way, trying to get into my knickers, or, yeah, what's up dinner? What's up dinner? Let me take you for coffee. Every single one. You know who you are. You're lucky I'm putting all the poets. You know many of them. You've got wives, you've got children. But guess what? You were leering after me. And you as a single mother, you and my family said that you are trying to establish letters. But instead, you tried to take advantage. And whenever I would meet with British Bangladeshi men in positions of power, either as businessmen or whatever, do you know what? They would often meet me. And I've now realised they would later go to me. Because you know what they would do? They would check me, I believe, with whether or not the option was there. Okay? They never came back to help me. They made promises. There are many local governments. So I've never met Dr. Haq. I've not had any contact. All I know is that he began following me. I think in 2014 and he saw my work. Suddenly, he's doing a fashion show. They didn't want to invite me. The only, the first one to be doing fashion, okay, in the UK, London. Dr. Haq, I know you work for the local council and you do some kind of housing. What's your experience in fashion, Dr. Haq? Huh? Do you have any connections? Because guess what? You ran a fashion show, and then Robert Chatterton Dixon said, oh, we have to do the fashion show where at our diplomat residence because we were congratulating popcorn and British Bangladesh Fashion Council awarding a local Bangladeshi designer men's brand, an award. But somehow for police Lovedesh, awarding Lovedesh. Why would that be popcorn? And then do you want to hear the worst? Because I thought you'd be featured, I still went there, and I turned up to the event, and I asked to take me on to university. And it was during that visit that I got sexually assaulted by a company while I was working in my prison, while I was out alone, and I was dealing with the failures of the British High Commission. So disgusting, that's why I'm not sure. So you're having Robert Chatterton Dixon, you are the British High Commissioner for Dhaka. I'm telling you now, you are going to fast track my garment workers coming to Bangladesh, London, and do you know what, Robert? You need to pay up. And here's the thing, Robert, all of you are going to work to bring the garment workers to London, because guess what? You're going to have to work with you, so again, probably help you. Robert Chatterton Dixon, Teresa, all of each of you have to pay £1,136 because the more serious the violation, the more expensive the ticket price is. So you are being invited next 25th of February for, I remember, 1136, set up the Rana Plaza, the Rana Plaza victim of school. Yes, I don't care you're a diplomat, okay? I really don't care, Robert Chatterton Dixon. You need to hold of his own complaint against me. Yeah? And guess what? There was a Muslim man working under Robert Chesterton Dixon, who I told, you think you helped me? No. But don't worry, Muslims who are toxic come and say to me, did you eat halal? Are you covering your hair? Why don't you wear the hijab? Right? Aladdin. No joke, Aladdin, it's exhausting. You know this t-shirt, and I did the campaign while I'm fighting everyone. By this time, I've been sexually assaulted again, out in Bangladesh, in my father's house, by Saleh Ahmed Khosrow, or Shwar, who to come next Friday, and my family, Nazma Chowdhury, Enamel Haq Chowdhury, who was stolen in my father's assets out in Bangladesh, all of my cousins in Sweden, Kumla Shobao, next Friday, right? Kumla Lagi, I'm going to make it to kids group to end the blood on this, because you're so greedy, I know you don't pay money. But Enamel Haq Chowdhury, all of you are invited. While I've been sexually assaulted, come back to London, crying my eyes out, trying to launch this t-shirt. It's now September. Fast forward, April 2020, having a fight with Susan Cameron, having a fight with Nazma Akter, Awaj Foundation. Aladdin contacts me out of the blue because somebody I know mentioned it, said, how Billy was Aladdin, his name is a Bangladeshi. Seriously, his name is Aladdin. He's bald-headed, yeah? He claims he's a professor who teaches fashion and business, yeah? Do you know what Aladdin does? Guess what? Aladdin is blocked. Guess what Aladdin did? Aladdin told me and said, last week, it's such good. We're doing this new area, we're doing this new area, let's get going. I'm going to issue it to the building. That's great. Guess what he does? He works in Sakyamuni, Mohsin Khan, his counselor, and this other woman. And guess what? Eventually, I agree to it, but guess what he does? He comes back and he says, this is such a brilliant campaign. It's COVID, you can try. We're disgusting already. I need answers because you blocked me WhatsApp. Guess what they do? Him, Sakyamuni, Mohsin Khan, sorry, not Mohsin Khan, I'm so sorry, it's not Mohsin Khan. It's not Mohsin Khan. It's Murad Qureshi. Do you know how many British Bangladeshis are involved in the demands of blood work? Murad Qureshi, why did you ignore me? Why did you go to the block me? I did something helpless every year. He was part of the movement. Murad Qureshi, Sakyamuni, who I wrote to Murad Qureshi with the help and brainchild of Aladdin. Guess what they did? They issued a press release editing my content without my knowledge and thanks to a credit and I didn't like something and completely erased the work that I did. When I found out I was reserved, and guess what? When he came to promote to the global media, he was just there online, Bangladesh news channel. Aladdin. At 4 in the morning, I can go to see today camp. Do you know what? I see Aladdin early in the rest of the camp. To this day, when you get the opportunity, someone who showed no necklace, ignorance, telephone number, executive publisher, both like Aladdin. That's what she had done. I knew the day come. I stayed up all night until 3 a.m. It was 10 a.m. in Bangladesh. I spent 4 weeks and I said no to the story. Because it's not without my permission. And actually, they've destroyed my president. So Aladdin, Murad Qureshi, one thing I want to continue later, do not think I went to later to report that my oppression is correct, what they did to the workers. No answer. You're all invited, okay? Sakyamuni, I wrote to him privately, but now I'm going to talk about justice in fashion. Yep, justice in fashion. You know who you are, yeah? Justice in fashion is led by a woman, and guess what? You claim to be involved, and you got me, yeah? You got me to believe in you, and then you gave me supplementary contact to your lawyer. Your name, Justice in Fashion, guess what? You did. You sent me such nasty message in the end. Guess what, Justice in Fashion? Yeah? Guess what, Justice in Fashion? This would take 2 years. Honest to God, Justice in Fashion, yeah? It's a charity, yeah? It's a charity. Her name is, why do I forget? What is her name? She's a lawyer. Suddenly, during COVID, all these lawyers are suddenly creating more charities to help justice. Yeah, fashion. Yeah, Sharon Benning Prince, you are being invited next Friday because the LOVEDESH'S Rana Plaza victims want to ask you, why is it when Yasmin was asking you help and she reported wrongdoing being done to LOVEDESH and the Human Rights Campaign, you just did not help her? And then when she asked you to get involved, you said it's probably not best because you have conflict of interest. Then why did you try and help and talk to Yasmin and not tell her you had conflict of interest? And you need to be reported to the SRA, Sharon Benning Prince. But I don't want you to lose your job because I know you're a mother. You and this other disgraceful. And look, you can see here, they always use brown women. Yeah, they're showing their midriffs. Yeah, that's what white women do. White or non-Asian, they just stick brown women's faces and raise money for charity. Okay, right? Look, they've got children. They're featuring children. I'd like to see you having your child featured, Sharon Benning Prince. Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? You're showing children looking miserable. Yeah, you just know that's photo. That's just stock photo. Yeah. I'm now reporting you to IJM, Freedom 2. Let's have a look. No, because I'm so angry. I don't give a damn. Yeah, right? I'm sick and tired. It's disgusting, the amount of corruption. I have to do this because then people will understand just how freaking bad it is and why I haven't had a heart attack. Yeah, let's have a look at Justice in Fashion. IJM, who are friends of you, Freedom 2, Sourcing Justice, Illustrio, and Aced Aesthetics. I've written and sent them this link. And Sharon Benning Prince, you are invited to the meeting next Friday to attend with LOVEDESH and the LOVEDESH Rana Plaza Victims Group to answer what you did to us, how you covered up, how you refused to help the Rana Plaza victims. And I also want to talk about one of your ambassadors. And your ambassadors, okay, because look, they've suddenly changed all their website. Do you know that? They've changed their whole website. They've changed. Do you know why? Because I actually wrote to an MP complaining about all these charities, and now to log into their charity, guess what? You have to log in. They've removed a load of content because they know Yasmin Chowdhury is coming to actually expose them. Yeah, go and have a look what we do, right? Sharon Benning Prince, yeah, they've taken all their people off. That's hilarious. Why are you hiding, Sharon Benning Prince, huh? Because you do know that I've written to an MP called Dr. Lisa, and I complained about the rise of non-Bangladeshi white or brown heritage privileged people trampling over Rana Plaza victims. Yeah. So Sharon Benning Prince. Yeah. There was another. Hang on. Hang on. It might be here. Oh no. Sorry. I take it back. I'm sorry. The links are there. I'm going mad. I apologize. No. Right. Let's have a look at their ambassadors. Yeah. Their ambassadors. I'm also sending this to every single one of your ambassador. So that includes Connie Halls, Kevi Mehan, Mary Chahoob, Marjay DeRoos, the WhatsApp message where you actually got angry with me, Marjay. You are corrupt. I don't care that you said that your father was a whistleblower. Immediately when you realized that I was trying to, get help, right? Guess what, Marjay? What did you write to me? Honestly, do you know how many? Honestly, I've got all there. Look, there's Marjay in her WhatsApp. Oh dear, Marjay, you got very upset because what did I say to you? There we are. And then I end up, look at that. And not be condescending to people you haven't met. Look at how you are protecting. This is Marjay's or Marie's text. Hi, Yasmin. I'm not so pleased with this, and I feel like we are not on the same page. I'm working 24/7, always whining about how hard these people's lives are. If it's not Hina Bukhari and Lib Dems, Mare is saying, I'm working 24/7, and to be honest, those messages are stressing me out right now. I know you mean well. I really do. So you know I mean well. So do you see, Maria? It's just that I cannot respond that ad hoc and also need these days to unwind a little and work on all my projects. Oh, don't worry about the victims of Rana Plaza, modern day slavery. Good for you that with your white privilege, you have the opportunity to unwind, unfurl. What is it you need, huh? To do some chakra or like breathe some smelling salts? Because guess what? The victims that I was complaining about, they had nothing. Right? They've been destroyed. And I came to you because you claimed to care about garment workers. But here you are, bitching and whining about how tired you are, right? Justice in Fashion is an organization that is all about opening the conversation, which really aligns with my vision on activism. Led by example and not be condescending to people you haven't met just because they represent an organization. Communication is the key to collaboration, and the people on board are absolutely brilliant at doing this. A lot is going on behind the scene. You're all white. I don't feel like I'm endangered. I am a young founder that is working on a disruptive retail platform while simultaneously building up a platform that will financially support garment workers during and post this pandemic. Shame you couldn't come and help the garment workers right now when I came to you with garment workers. You're talking about in the future. Let's both give each other some space now and schedule a call for after next week in case I forget on Tuesday because I'm busy with my fam. Don't forget, these are victims whose children have died as young as 13. But, you know, your priorities are right, aren't they, Maria? Because I'm busy with my fam. I wish you a birthday where you feel hugged. This is what white privilege looks like. They gaslight you and then they give you their condescending help. I wish you a happy birthday where you will feel hugged, even if it's virtual. And that 50 is probably the new 25. I was turning 50. In Dutch, we say the older the crazier. I.e., like your mind stays as young as that of a kid, full of joy and creativity. Basically, the subtext is, I'm not getting involved. A reminder, Maria, all it takes for evil to flourish is for good people to do nothing. Look at you grinning. You're grinning here. You're grinning. Yeah? Right? And then this is what I wrote. Hello, I sent you an email. I think it is best I halt our conversation. It is not okay what has happened. Both you and Sharon have really stressed me out. I personally urge you to speak to your father, who I hope will see how much I'm trying to reach out and protect you. I will now only engage in emails, and I wish you all the best, Yasmin. Because I knew you're unethical, Maria, and Sharon Benning Prince, because Sharon Benning Prince just sent me an email as well. All of that will be published, okay? So Justice in Fashion, all of your ambassadors, London Fashion Week, this YouTube video is going to everyone who supports London Fashion Week and British Fashion Council, because I don't care, because maybe there'll be a good editor who can take snippets and edit this for free, okay? And if you want to take this video that goes out on YouTube and re-edit it and make it better, but just run it by me, please do it. If you want to make money from this video, just bloody do it. Just get the message out there, because the corruption is so great, okay? We're just going to go back and we're going to stop sharing, yeah? And we're going to go back and I'm going to say, and just make sure before I shut off, share screen, yeah, the LOVEDESH Hall of Horrors, because I can see I'm triggered, and I'm not embarrassed to show, yeah, what you've all done. Just giving, I'm going to come on to that. Is there anyone else? London Fashion Week, British Fashion Council. That's it. Okay, Caroline Rush. Here is the email that I've written to Caroline Rush of British Fashion Week. And I could really do with a volunteer. If anyone wants to help me edit this video, please help me. Please, just leave a message. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. Caroline Rush, British Fashion Council. Here is what I have as an email to share with you. And I hope you're all sitting down. Thank you to all of you, all 120 of you. It's gone up to 500, 400. Here is the email that's going out tonight. It will also go to David Beckham, okay? Because bless him, he doesn't know. I'm going to make sure that the British Fans is independently audited, and I'm putting in a complaint, okay? Are you ready? Where is it? Here we go. Where is it? Are you ready? This is a draft. This is a draft. So don't. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here is the letter going out about London Fashion Week. Okay. I should have done this in sections, but you know what? I'm so ill and I do what I can, and I don't care, because seeing Nilufar, you think I'm angry. You wait till you see the garment workers. They are livid. Okay. This is now, as of Thursday, 17th of February at 2021 GMT, a email letter going out to the British Fashion Council and those organising London Fashion Week this weekend. All right? London Fashion Week kicks off tomorrow on Friday, 18th of February, 2022, and will last until Tuesday, I believe. Okay? Here is the letter, and I will publish this. I'm Yasmin Chowdhury, the Chief Executive of not-for-profit British luxury brand LOVEDESH, the world's first and only fashion brand endorsed by garment workers and survivors of Rana Plaza, on a mission to protect people and planet. Number one, I wish to be registered for this weekend for London Fashion Week as a member of press, because I am the only chief executive, human rights campaigner and content creator with over 40,000 followers across social media. Number two, I've raised several complaints to your organisation of intellectual property theft regarding an incident that occurred during London Fashion Week 2019 involving Extinction Rebellion and Stella McCartney, the brand. Right? as well as, undertaken by those your organization has worked with, and in doing so, it has harmed the work that I've been doing as a human rights, and ethical fashion designer, okay? A woman of color with heritage from Bangladesh, okay? But I also find your institution, British Fashion Council and London Fashion Week, as organizations, racist and colonial and classist, as well as much more. For example, LOVEDESH was ghosted by, I believe, 2 white women after I wrote in 2019 ask if LOVEDESH, we, mother and daughter design duo, ethical design duo, can be involved in London Fashion Week. Every time I complained, I've been ghosted, and I would like this email to reach the current chief executive, Caroline Rush, CBE, and I'm also aware anonymous individuals from British Fashion Council have been looking at my LinkedIn last year, which I find dodgy, because they are snooping on me after I wrote in to complain, yet they never made contact. I also tweeted your sponsor, ClearPay, and many others during Fashion Week in September 2021, and again ghosted. I believe I have been muted on Twitter. Right? This Friday, next Friday, 25th of February, next Friday, 25th of February at 11 a.m. GMT, all of you have been invited to attend a closed meeting with victims of Rana Plaza. Tickets are £1,136, 63 pence. Yeah? And, oh, go away. Stop. Okay, what am I doing? I've stopped sharing, haven't I? Yeah. Right? Breathe, Yasmin. £1,136. I sponsor and mentor the LOVEDESH Rana Plaza Victims Group, and evidence that I've been given a mandate by them are below. And here is, I attach a link to the YouTube video where they're saying, LOVEDESH, we want you to talk via. Here is a private video to explain what the Rana Plaza incident is all about. And here's the mandate film. Attend or not, but we are making very clear. No, I am, because it's just me. I don't want Amber's on a sabbatical because I got her removed, because I am making very clear that many of the biggest names in fashion and campaigning, as well as many more, have been complicit in modern day slavery, corruption, racism, and more, as well as fashion charities and campaigners who in 2020 worked to destroy LOVEDESH'S human rights campaign that I had developed specifically to fund my luxury brand and give jobs to victims of fast fashion, as well as Rana Plaza, in order to protect people and planet. Enough is enough, and because I've written before and I was ghosted by organization, this dispute and letter has now gone public. And here's the circulation list. The advisory board: Linda Petherick, Managing Director of Fashion; Sarah Miles, EU Marketing and New Business Director; Desiree Bollier, Chair and Chief Merchant; Michelle McGrath, Director of Covent Garden; Kim Priest, Head of Marketing; Vanessa Kingori, Publisher, British Vogue. The advisory board, by the way, I've had no contact, so I'm not blaming them, but they need to know. This is as a courtesy copy to them. James Holmes, Chief Information Officer, UK and Ireland; Alicia Barty Patricia, founder, I don't know what; Susanna Clark, Global VP Communications; Robbie Feather, CEO; Debbie Edwards, VP and General Manager; Justin Picardy, Editor-in-Chief, Harper's Bazaar; Pierre Langrage, Chairman; Emma Woolley, VP of Global Communications; Christine Kasoulis, Buying Director, Fashion; Emmanuel Ginzberger, CEO; Luke Griffiths, Vice President and General Manager, God knows of what; Sophie Brocart, CEO of Nicholas Kirkwood; Belinda L, Style Director; Jess Christie, Chief Brand Officer; Shireen McKenzie, Chief Brand Officer, Charlotte O'Sullivan, Marketing and Digital Director, Michael Natz, Marketing Director. These are all advisory boards, okay? They just advise. They're not involved in my complaint. They were not responsible. But I'm calling them out so they can take an interest. Nicola Copping, Editor-in-Chief, Stuart Ford, General Manager, Western Hemisphere, Stefano Martinetto, CEO, Elena Truklakis, Commercial Director, Alison Lernis, President, Evgeny Lebedev, owner of Evening Standard, Fabio Pires, MA, Fashion Course Director, Sue Bishop, Director, Creative Consumer and Sports Economy, Maurice Mullen, Head of Fashion and Luxury, Francis Corner, Head of College, Justin Simons, Deputy Mayor for Culture and Creative Industries, Daniel Marks, Director and Partner, Stephanie Fair, Chairman, Camilla Lau, the Director. Shame you can have me as an advisor. Shame that there's not one Bangladeshi person or anyone from any of the countries that actually make fashion in your advisory board, isn't it? It's like what you've got is very elite. But here's the thing, right? I'm asking the advisory board and I'm inviting you to allow me onto the advisory board of the British Fashion Council because I think I can contribute a lot. And I know I'll be brilliant, all right? And I'm actually nominating myself. So it's up to you, advisory board. This is one of the things, but I've courtesy copied you. In no way am I blaming the advisory board. I want you to look at this. Next, I've sent it to the press committee at London Fashion Week because I'm asking for tickets. Yeah, I want 5 tickets at various front rows at London Fashion Week this weekend. Yeah, and if you don't give me the tickets, that's fine. Because you know what? I'm going to ask you, because London Fashion Week, eventually you will host just a dedicated LOVEDESH fashion show in order to put right the damage done. But here's the press committee. Sophia Nifotu, Editor-in-Chief. Susanna Frankel, Editor-in-Chief of London British Fashion Council. Anna Orsini, Strategic Consultant. Theo Vandenbroek, Style and Grooming Director. Edward Eninful, Editor-in-Chief. You're a black guy, Edward. I'm appealing to you because the question you need to ask, and do you know how many times I've reached out to British Vogue? Didn't want to know. Why don't you know about this T-shirt, Edward? Yeah? Okay, I come with her. And now LOVEDESH is planning to launch our own glossy luxury magazine because I got so sick and tired of trying to get through to Vogue. Yeah? I've not had any contact with Edward Eninful. I think I wrote and connected with your PA, but that's about it. Edward, you can sort this out. You can get me to Anna Wintour because I've got plans for you, me, and Anna. All right? Because a new magazine needs to come out, and we're not going to do Vogue. We're going to do a magazine called POP, Protect Our People and Planet. And the editorial board will be some of the garment workers and victims of Rana Plaza. Sarah Harris, Deputy Editor and Fashion Features Director. Julia Sarjamoa, Fashion Director. Imran Ahmed, Founder. Tim Blanks, Editor-at-Large. Ahmed Swade, yeah, Head of Content, Head of Social. Ted Stansfield, Editorial Director. Jefferson Hack, CEO. Jefferson Hack is married to Stella McCartney, okay? I bet you. Jefferson Hack is married to oh no, sorry, Lila Grace Moss. Wait, Jefferson Hack is married to, who is he married to? Oh no, sorry, he had a child. Did he have a child? I'm so sorry. Jefferson Hack's wife is sorry. He was in a relationship. I'm so sorry. Jefferson Hack was in a relationship with Kate Moss. Okay, so your daughter is now modeling. How about this, Jefferson Hack? Yeah, let's have Kate Moss's daughter modeling for LOVEDESH. Why not? But I want to just find out who Stella McCartney is married to, because I think she's married to someone in media. Husband. Sorry, I apologize. I have got disability. And by the way, Stella, I don't have any hate for you, but I did do a video. I've tweeted your Stella McCartney brand. Alistair Willis. Sorry. Alistair Willis is her husband. Okay. And he used to actually Stuart House on the Isle of Bute. Mont Stuart House. Alistair Willis. He was the creative director of shoewear brand Hunter Boot. Okay. It's all very incestuous. Okay. Let's go back to who is getting this, because here's the thing. I want tickets and I plan to do a raffle. And if I get front row tickets, I want to take someone from the TikTok fam. All right. Here we go. Yeah, where was I? Ben Cobb, Editor-in-Chief. Gert Jonkers, Menswear Critic. Lauren Invick, Fashion Editor. Laura Weir, Editor. Karen Bin, Stylist. Claudia Croft, Deputy Editor. Elizabeth Saltzman, Stylist and Brand Consultant. Gianluca Longo, Contributing Editor. Tamzin Blanchard, Journalist. Susie Menkis, yeah, Journalist. Harriet Verney, Editor. Catherine Hayward, Fashion Director. Tag Warner, CEO and Editor-in-Chief. Alexander Fullerton, Fashion Director at Large. Kenia Hunt, Deputy Editor. Avril Mayer, Group Fashion Director. Joe Ellison, Editor-in-Chief. Clementine Dupresney. Look, my daughter's just brought in a dinner from last night, the Duck. Kay Barron, Fashion Director. Mina Wakatatsky, Journalist. Susie Lau, Founder and Editor. Billy Bartia, Fashion Features. Jane McFarlane, Fashion Director. Caroline Isa, Chief Executive. When I'm disability and I'm stressed. My voice goes slurs, it goes thin. Belton Holt, Lisa Armstrong, Chloe Street fashion editor, Matthew Whitehouse, Penny Martin, all of this will be in my website. Jess Cartner-Morley, they're all white people. They're all very posh. They're all privileged. Whether they're black, brown, I don't care. They're very rich, yeah? What would they know about what garment workers went? But notice how they wouldn't give me a seat at the table. Notice how everyone's ghosting LoveDesh. Because we are scary. I am scary because I'm actually bringing the garment workers to London. And since you won't give a seat at the table, I will create my own table. So we're going to create our own magazine. All right? I've decided. It's no point. I'm going to create. Right? We've got, here we are, Katie Grand. Oh, God, there's so many. Joe Jones, Jessica Cartner-Morley, Helen Siemens, menswear editor, Katie Grand, founder, Luke Lech, writer, Sarah Mauer, chief fashion critic, and BFC, ambassador and emerging talent. Sarah Mauer, how did you miss me? You got an MBE. How did you miss Yasmin Chowdhury of LoveDesh? Do you think it's racism? Do you think it's classism? How is it that you are the ambassador for emerging talent, but none of you know about LoveDesh, which has been persecuted, hurt, destroyed? I lost the opportunity to open a store last year in Bond Street. Yeah, because guess what? I want to open a store in Bond Street and I'm not going to have anything less. So I suggest everyone in the press committee starts. I want front row tickets. I'm going to be at London Fashion Week in autumn 2022 for free. Yeah. I expect to be winning awards and I want a seat at the table as an advisor, whatever, because obviously you can't help me and I have a conflict of interest. Whatever it takes, let's have a chat. But you're all invited Thursday 25th, Friday 25th of February at 11 a.m. to the LoveDesh I Remember 1136 meeting, okay? Diversity. Oh, British Fashion Council. Yeah, don't worry that they didn't ghost me because I said, can I be a part of London Fashion Week? They have a diversity and inclusion steering committee. So I really hope these lovely people who advise them, they actually come and say, how dare you? Let's do an independent inquiry on what happened with LoveDesh. Here go. Aisha Siddiqa, Arts. Amir Kabel, freelance diversity and inclusive consultant, co-chair of committee. Caroline Rush, here you are again. Chief executive, but you're the co-chair of the committee of diversity inclusion steering. You should resign because I want an independent inquiry of what happened to LoveDesh. Charlene Premper, founder, writer, and editor. Ohi Offered Lama, PR consultant. So that's what you're doing. You're picking brown and black people just to front and say, oh, we're really divided, but you're not really. Yeah. Chi Ofadiyama, PR consultant. Cynthia Lawrence John, stylist. Dal Choda, editor, writer, lecturer. Daniel Peters, the Fashion Minority Report. Emma Davidson, editor. Grace Richmond, British Fashion Council and project manager of committee. Karen Bin, stylist. Kate Brindley, director. And I want people to see the effect it's having on my disability of what you've done to me, because I could actually take you to civil court and actually probably take you all on a personal injury suit, because what all of you've done, less, some of you more than others, is disgusting. But here we are, I'm going through the list. I've not had any contact. I'm hoping they will help me. The diversity and inclusivity steering committee, yeah, all these Asian, brown, black, minorities, yeah. Emma Davidson, editor. Grace Richmond, British Fashion Council and project manager of committee. Karen Binns, stylist, eating my leftovers. Kate Brindley, director. Katie Raw, BFC Business Development. Kenia Hunt of Grazia. They're all in it. Laura Strain, BFC. You do know they get government grants. Linda Petherick, head of retail, Accenture. Michael Zodiatis, BFC. Safi Kukaswadia, Burberry and project manager committee. Sarah Mauer, BFC. Sheena Suave, YNAP. Sophia Mahdi of Burberry. Stacey James of BFC and Evie Hutton, BFC Designer Relations and Membership. I've also sent it to the IPF Steering Committee. Caroline Rush again. Wow, Caroline. British Fashion Council. Claire Bergkamp, Textile Exchange. Cyril Gutch, Parley for the Oceans. Dax Lovegrove, Swarovski. Jalaj Hora, Nike. Why do I know that name? Jalaj Hora. Judith Rosser Davis, British Fashion Council. Lindia Petherick, Accenture. Yet again, because they all do business. That's why they're all giving their time up. Yeah. Sajila Du, British Fashion Council. Simon Platts, ASOS. If you're all so clever, why don't you ask this question? Hey, what are you doing wrong? And what are the cracks that we don't know about? Yeah. What are the little things you've hidden under the carpet that we should know? Why is LoveDesh having to do a public video on YouTube naming and shaming what London Fashion Week, British Fashion Council, Stella McCartney, the brand, Extinction Rebellion did, and how some staff refused to help us and get to London Fashion Week? We've lost 2 years. 2 years of income that could have made such a difference. And we are the pioneers. I am the pioneer of sustainable fashion, right? British Fashion Council and Foundation. Tanya Faris, Narminda Morandi, Stephanie Fair, Caroline Rush again, Laura Strain. And here we are, the founder patrons who would have given a lot of money to kick it off. Azel Trudel, Anna Knauf, Anna Sweeting, Belma Gaudio, Bianca Gottsman, Carmen Busquets, they sound like very rich people, Daphne Guinness, oh, the Guinness family, is it? Desiree Bollier, Ella Belinska, Emma Weymouth, Eve Henderson, Felicia Brocklebank, Francis Sultana, Jordana Ruban, Jose and Daniela Neves, Karen Rumi, Kate Hazlitt, Kate Story, Kristen Olafsdottir, Lady Bamford, Lauren Santo Domingo, Marla Goanka, Maria Hatsis Stefanis, Maria Lemos, Maya Jama, Mason Bisharat, Mega Mittal, Nasiba Adilova, Sabrina Elba, Saffron Eldridge, Sarah Bahamdan, Sean Westerman, Sophia Baratieri Weinstein. God, Weinstein? I'm sure she's got nothing to do with. Sumru Ramsey, Victoria Brenninkmeyer. Oh, Victoria Brenninkmeyer, the family behind Loudest Foundation, whose chief executive subtly, indirectly threatened me with legal action. Victoria, you definitely need to come next Friday. Zoe Law and the Cara Delevingne Foundation. Every single one of you will be sent this video with an invitation and calling for, right, an investigation, independent audit. I'm going to take it to the House of Commons, and I'm saying to you now, British Fashion Council, London Fashion Week is not fit for purpose, all right? It is dodgy, it's been racist, it's colonialist, it's classy, and I'm hoping that all of you that I've copied in, you will help. And now, finally, I'm going to wrap it up. Ambassadors. Who are the ambassadors? The lovely ambassadors who have got nothing to do with my dispute. But David Beckham OBE, you need to see this. Ambassadorial president. That's who you are of London Fashion Week. Yeah? Because your wife is in luxury fashion. All right? It's not fair. And I really like David and I really like Victoria. I've got no complaints about them. Okay? They're actually a pretty cool couple. And I think they'll be disgusted when they find out. Yeah? Well, Mr. David Beckham, I love you. When you did that documentary, when you went to the Amazon, I'm inviting all the ambassadors to come to Bangladesh and to actually be part of the I Remember 11336, including Victoria. Priyanka Chopra, ambassador for positive change. Priyanka, you were almost going to be involved in some kind of documentary reality program where you were going to award money by celebrities who decide which is the most amazing human rights campaign. And I can't believe, because you're such an amazing woman, I think you're really wonderful. You've got crappy advisors, many of you, okay? We can't even get through to you. Do you not think I tried to write to David Beckham? Do you not think I tried to reach out to Priyanka Chopra? It's impossible. Angelica Chung, Ambassador for Asia. Sarah Mauer, the British Fashion Council Ambassador for Emerging Talent. There you are again, Sarah. You don't know me. Hu Bing, who's an ambassador. Yoon Ki Jung. That's it. That's my letter. I want a couple of things. Reminder, all of you. My complaint is being given to Caroline Rush, the Chief Executive of British Fashion Council, who then hosts London Fashion Week. I have copied in loads of their advisors, the press committee, to show the level of corruption, unethical, and how next Friday, because we don't want to disturb London Fashion Week, we're not here to take away your glow, but we are releasing this publicly because next Friday you are all invited, okay? And you do need to pay, right? For those of you connected, you need to pay 1,136. That's the tickets. We are inviting you to a panel summit meeting remotely online where you can just say quick hello and sit and listen how I mentor and train the LOVEDESH'S Rana Plaza victims group who wish to come to London and they want you to help them and they want to come to London and ask questions of why LOVEDESH wasn't helped, why everyone trampled over this t-shirt, the kindest t-shirt in the world, because it's 100% organic cotton made by women in a worker-led factory, whom I and my daughter, who sacrificed her 18th birthday, I ended up getting sexually assaulted abroad. Nobody helped me. Yeah, having loads of people trample. They want answers. They want answers from Caroline Rush, and we think that all of you should be involved, okay? We're not expecting to discuss it next Friday. We just want you to come and meet them and hear them say, we are now inviting you. We're more than happy to keep it behind the scenes, okay, to reach a settlement or do whatever, all right? But whether or not you accept, all of you have been named. Some of you directly, our complaint is to Caroline Rush. She's the chief executive, it's on her head, right? And the question is, should she remain in that job when this happened under her watch? And a few more requests. I would like some front row tickets for this weekend. I would like some press tickets and I want to be there. Okay. I probably will allow you to let me know. And if you don't, I can't force you. Yeah. But here's the thing. Why isn't LOVEDESH at London Fashion Week? I think at the very least we deserve it. And we plan to hold a raffle and that will be a good first sign of gesture of goodwill from British Fashion Council because you've been snooping on my LinkedIn. after I wrote to you and complained. So with further ado, okay, all I'm going to say is, you've seen the Lovedesh Hall of Horrors. Part 2 of the people we're inviting will come tomorrow. But today's particularly was the horror and racism of fashion charities and fashion campaigners, and those who are directly or indirectly involved in the destruction, damage, and derailment of this amazing human rights global campaign that could have changed the world, kept people out of poverty, fed them that little bit more, and I could have opened a store in Bond Street now, because I kept that confidential, but there was a store and we were offered the opportunity to take it, but we were trying to raise money. But of course, last year as well, a member of my family reported me to the Metropolitan Police. So part 2 is coming up as to what happened. I'm going to leave it there now because this is a very long video. I hadn't managed it. If I had the time, I'd edit it in chunks and actually issue the broadcast, but I don't know how to do that and I'm tired, and it's what, 3:44. So what I'm going to do is this will go out on YouTube. It will have links to all the evidence, and it will also have an index of the timestamps so that you can see what I discuss when in this 4-hour video. Without further, I'm so tired, I can't even bother to show it anymore. I just have to end it. And in a way, this is part of the Lovedesh 10 Plus files, memoirs that I haven't done. It was 3 days or 4 days I've missed doing it. So I really hope to hear from you, Caroline Rush, all the Lovedesh charities and Lovedesh fashion charities. And until next time, I'm very ill. My disability has been triggered. I'm just about to go and eat for the first time today. But this is me, Yasmin Chowdhury, on a mission to protect people on the planet. Thank you for those of you who are supporting, listening, and to my incredible TikTok fam. And a big thank you for Nilufar coming forward as a whistleblower, a disabled government worker who was a victim of Rana Plaza, to tell her story and far why Lovedesh is planning to get to the Oscars, to all the red carpets, and hopefully we will have a very sizable contribution to London Fashion Week and all the fashion weeks from now on, because me sitting silently and waiting for you to do the right thing didn't happen. I was polite, I was nice, but instead many of you, some of you issued me with legal threats, some of you indirectly issued me, and some of you just ghosted me, and it's disgusting. And I have a duty, and I have no problems being a whistleblower, even though it impacts me, my life, my health, my finance, and my daughter. And a final note, Amber Chowdhury is not involved in any of this. She has been on a sabbatical and she's very frightened, and therefore all of this is being done by me, and I have no one else. So please do not drag Amber Chowdhury. I would like everyone to respect her privacy and instead go and check out her business, Ara Eco Design, handcrafted keepsakes that she's doing that is sustainable and designed to actually create jobs, because that's what I trained her in. Thank you so much. I'm exhausted. Until next time, bye.